Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the EU Solo Semifinal A for Season 5 Evasion Battle. I am Spectre21. I will be your host today, and I am super excited for today because we have a stacked lineup, and we'll get into that in a second. First, I want to take a second to introduce my fellow individuals I'm joined with here. The one and only Unfluffy Bunny. I'm sure you're familiar. Unfluffy Bunny, how are you doing today, sir?
I am doing well. It's nice being on this side of the cameras. I'm usually where you're at, so I'm excited to get back to it.
Absolutely. And also, Claymore Plays, a man that I'm sure needs no introduction, who is familiar with the evasion community. Outstanding Tarkov performer. How are you doing, sir?
Doing wonderfully, mate. It's good to be back here again. Obviously, I'm on a slightly different role this time, but I'm still super excited to start breaking down gameplay. I'm a chatty person, so I'm in my element.
Outstanding. Okay, so in a second, we're going to go into our competitors and what we can expect today. But first, I want to take a second to thank the Evasion production staff, the people that are working behind the scenes to make this possible, and also the battle mods. Those individuals working behind the scenes do an incredible amount of work that you don't get to see that makes these events possible, and they're outstanding individuals. If you have a subscription to the channel, throw up some emotes, throw up some hype emotes, some battle mod emotes, so a little bit of support for those individuals that turn the wheels behind the scenes. Also, I want to thank Battlestate Games, not only for bringing us all together in this game that we love, but for supplying this fantastic prize pool. So for our solos, we've got $3,750 just for the solo competition between North America and the EU. A total of $26,000 for this season, Season 5. So huge shout out, huge thanks to Battlestate Games and all the support that they show Evasion, working with us to put on these tournaments for you all. So we are in the Evasion Solos. We have a really cool rule set this time around. It's a little bit different than we saw in the trios with Season 5. So our first map is going to be a factory gun game. For that specific map, each competitor will be loading in individually, and they'll be fighting against the map. For the remaining competitions that we're going to see, they will all be loading in together, and then they'll have 1 minute to separate, disperse a little bit, and then the raid will be declared hot. And from that point on, they're going to attack their objectives. They can attack each other if they so choose. It's a free-for-all at that point. So a little bit different in the solos than the trios, but a really cool rule set and a lot of really cool competition that we've seen throughout the season so far. I do want to take a quick second and just hit some highlights on the competitors that we have tonight. So we can see down here on the scoreboard, we have tonight Blank TV, Walker, Ontorius, and Esgasm. So Blank is a very interesting situation. This is his first Evasion tournament. He's a first timer. His survival rate is 62% in Tarkov. His KD is 13.81. This guy is a very fierce competitor. He was in the very first group stage of this event and still the third highest scoring in EU overall. This guy is a champ, and I'm super excited to see how he does against these other competitors. Walker, no stranger to evasion, tends to take a more stealthy and tactical approach to objectives, and you can see that in how he approaches these objectives. Still puts a really respectable score on the board, but he's not exactly the Shift W gamer. Now, here's what I noticed in this competition. In his group stage, he extracted from the Shoreline in 7 minutes and 19 seconds. He was the fastest extract of the entire season so far. Ontorius, a man who racked up tremendous amounts of PvE kills, he was the only one in his group stage to plant all of his objectives on reserve. So another very objective focused, also getting a lot of kills, stacking up points. And then finally, Esgasm. This guy in his group stage really impressed me by bringing a bag full of loaded magazines to his gun game. And you'll see in a minute how that's going to come into effect and what a big brain move that was. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if he takes that same strategy today. So, Unfluffy Bunny, if I can ask, you're pretty familiar with our competitors tonight. What are you going to be looking forward to the most here? Who are you going to have your eyes on tonight?
For me, it's 100%. I mean, this is such a stacked powerhouse team. I am kind of rooting for all of them. I mean, Esgasm is just a powerhouse. I mean, coming in second yesterday, only falling short to Blitzer by just a little bit, just a powerhouse. But Ontorius, I've seen that man play some Tetris. He knows how to move around. I'm putting my money on Ontorius today. I'm also a little biased. I played with him in the past, and Walker just ignores my DM, so that's why I'm not pulling for Walker.
Claymore, what struck you about this semifinal lineup we have today?
Well, I'm happy mostly because it's a very Brit-heavy one, which makes me feel proud to be a Brit. But more importantly, it's making me proud that Ontorius, as a fellow Yorkshirean, made it as well. Obviously, in the previous tournament, we saw him go down, and literally as the raid went hot, and the liberation from battle mods made it so we were able to get the game back for him, and he ended up taking it all the way to the very end. He was last man standing. It was a hell of a bounce back. So I'll be keeping my eye on him tonight as well. And I think that Walker especially, we're going back to a lot of his objective-focused gameplay. I feel like he did get very unlucky, some poor RNG before as well in the previous tournament. So I'm interested to see if the RNG element isn't going to hit him as much. How far can he take it as well? We got some juicy names tonight, and Blank as well. Like I said, the score for him has just been super impressive. So it's everyone's got my vote. Just leaning slightly to Yorkshire, A
little bit of home turf love there. I got it. So seems that perhaps Ontorius could be the favorite tonight. All of these competitors put up really, really good scores in their group stages. They're all really good competitors. We have a new face. We have some old returning competitors tonight. A nice mix of people. I'm super excited to see how this competition goes tonight in our first semifinal stage. So, Unfluffy Bunny, if you don't mind, can you introduce our first challenge for the night?
Yeah, I mean, the first challenge that we're actually going to be doing is the factory gun game. It is one of the, it's a classic style game that a lot of us, if you've been playing FPSs for a long time, it's one of those classic things that we are all experienced with. We go through this map, we kill things, we pick up the weapons from the people that we kill, and we just kind of keep doing that. Now, if for some reason we can't pick up those weapons, we're going to use our melee weapon to get a kill and then use that primary weapon. And we've seen some interesting strategies come out with this. A lot of the competitors have been bringing backup mags, which I find absolutely just five head realistically. I mean, they bring up backup mags in their backpack to switch out with whatever gun they pick up, so they always have something that is a better ammo quality than what scavs have, because scavs don't really have the best ammo quality. So what we're looking at exactly is PMCs are tasked with swapping weapons with their last kill's primary weapon. Points are gained for killing scavs and PMCs, bonus for melee kills. If you melee kill, you have to take their primary weapon still. Rules: loadout, pistol, any meds, any armor, not allowed. Throwables, thermals, night visions, IRs, T7s, all of that stuff, and no run-throughs. I mean, if you run through, you're not really trying to get as many points as you can anyways, but we do need to specify that. Points are as followed: scav kills +1, PMC kills no tag 1, PMC kill with tag is 3, melee kill 1 point, kill to Gilla 5 points, and extraction 5 points. Now, we've been fortunate enough not to see Tagilla anywhere at all, Spectre, but I hope that changes today.
I do as well, Bunny. I always look for the boss spawns on these competitions. For one, it gives you the possibility of some extra points, and it also can add some really spicy content. As we saw yesterday, where I believe it was Esgasm very nearly got the Sanitar kill on Shoreline, and unfortunately, before he could seal the deal, it was robbed from him by a third party. So it always adds in that extra that extra element that makes it a little crazy sometimes. Also, I do want to remind everybody that the top 2 competitors from tonight will be moving forward to the championship. So we are in our first semifinals bracket. Our 2 top competitors from today and our 2 top competitors from semifinal group B will be going up against each other for the championship, for that cash prize. There is money on the line. There is bragging rights on the line. There's a lot on the line tonight. How do you feel, Claymore, about this first factory challenge?
Honestly, when I first read the premise for it, I was super excited. I think we all harken back to the days of, Call of Duty gun game and that feeling of satisfaction when you swap to an especially terrible weapon and then managing to still get that important kill with it. Factory is always a chaotic place anyways, especially with the expansion. You put those 2 elements together and you got yourself a hell of a format. And it looks like we're already starting off with Ventorius actually spawn kicking out. Oh! Walker putting down an absolute... Oh, he had a Mosin as well, right? Swapping over to the Obras now from the Glock 18.
Bro. For real?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and hop it in with all 4 of our competitors, starting here with Walker. Like you saw, he's already picking up a Mosin, which may not be the best weapon, Clay, to go ahead and get started with after using that pistol, but we'll see how that works. Untitled in our bottom left, getting into it with somebody through the glass hallway. Looks like he picked up that kill, going ahead and grabbing an SVD. Now it is empty, so he will need to grab those mags, Claymore.
I mean, I'm not too sure if he got all of those kills, but I mean, the SVD is going to be a great, easy next kill. I'm wondering which weapon he's going to be switching to even. I don't know if he killed on them all, but he is securing certain tags as affected there as well.
Yeah, it looks like he has his choice of the land with those kills. It depends on what his last kill was. Now, if he did pick up all 3 kills with just the pistol, remember it will only count the first one because he did not swap out his weapon with the person that the other people that he killed. So he does have to swap out the weapon. So it does look like that's why he is running the SVD. Walker going ahead and getting a Taiga kill with that melee, but losing his arm and leg.
That sounds like I think he's either a Chaos or a shotgun. He's got to make it to cover and heal up fast.
We're fine.
Oh! Are you fine, Walker?
He's fine.
I don't know if you're fine.
He's chilling, he's vibing.
Tis but a
Vibes are nice and low. It's all good. Walker's handling it very, very well.
Going ahead and using that Grizzly to pick up a lot of extra meds. Ontorius feels like he hears something running underneath the underground, going ahead and finding him as they push through, coming up that back ramp, taking that kill. It's another PMC, really good, going to pick up those tags and secure it. Switching over to, I would probably say the Saiga for the primary weapon. I don't know, though.
So I can now melee someone
The
else.
VPO may have
still
AP
get
rounds
my
in it. You might want to check that. Though those AP rounds do hurt, and they're good at they're eco rounds, so
Yeah,
probably the
it's a
Saiga in the
decent
end
one,
then. And he's got the 20 round throwing it right in there, ready and raring to go. Oh my.
Oh, Link goes down in our top left-hand corner. We just missed what happened with that. Looks like he went down to a player. Unfortunate start, but a lot of competition left. Now, I do want to point out that Untours, he had a drum mag waiting for this. Like, he understands what the scav spawned with, Claymore. How do you feel about that?
We've obviously seen this in the previous tournaments, and I still think to this day that it's such a smart idea. And I think that knowing that I think Saigas and shotguns are more of the common scav weapons, I think coming in prepared for that is just, it really is, like you said earlier, it is a 5-head play.
Oh dear.
It really is. Now, if you look real quick, Etskasm also went out when we had all 4 of the big guys showing up on the screen. He was taken out. I couldn't tell if it was by a scav or a PMC. Really smart peek right there by Walker. That is something a lot of people don't know about. There is a hole in the floor that allows you to see that extract that is underneath the stairs. So if somebody is trying to extract that you've been fighting, you can actually get eyes on them and kill them. Ontorius, it looks like he is listening in on something. Going to go ahead and get into a fight over here, pushing. Walker also in a fight. Lots of action all over the place, Claymore.
See you.
Especially in Ontorius' lobby, because we saw at least 3 dead. in the glass hallway back there, so he's pretty much just farming the scabs now and getting as many points as he can need. With a little bit of luck, he doesn't get, unfortunately. Oh! Walker just took a shot to the visor. Looks like he's fighting either a player scav or someone with a suppressed Kedda.
Now that can be very dangerous. Hopefully he was in the mindset to bring a backup visor, which we can see in his backpack. He does have one for his Alton, so he will need to quickly switch that out, get someplace safe. So that way all of the integrity is back on that visor, because with an easy shot like that, once it's damaged, doesn't take much for it to get pinned.
Hey shit, I found a graphics card on there today. My ting.
Alright, did he actually kill that scab? Or what did he even have? It looks like he... I'm not sure, I can't see a body there. But looking at the visor damage done, I don't think it was a Kedda actually. It may have actually been a suppressed, an AS Val with SP5. That does do a little bit of armor damage. But now it looks like Walker's trying to hunt him down and try and find out where he went.
Which would be a very crazy choice. Oh, going ahead and finding him.
Oh, goes down to the VSS.
He gets taken.
Better
VSS.
than last time.
Oh. Now, I was just about to state before he went down there that the VSS or AS Val with SP5 is Antaurus's go-to weapon. He swears by the SP5 all the time. That is what he runs. He never puts anything better in and absolutely demolishes his lobbies. So it does look like there might be some merit to what he says. Oh!
Oh my! Okay, that's one of them there assault scabs, I think. Oh god, his arms are gone.
Oh, his entire body is almost gone. Claymore, he's in a bad spot right now.
Is he going to enter nugget status? I think he's staved it off for now. He's not going to be a nugget. He's more like a lean chicken drumstick.
Oh yeah, just take 3 off the armor, but you know, obliterate everything else.
Oh, he was so low, dude. That green stim was ticking. He must have been like sub 40 health. Oh my.
Yeah. Nothing scarier than your chest bleeding out, because it doesn't kill you, but you also cannot repair it. So having a black chest is a rare thing, but also one of the most dangerous things to happen to you in Tarkov.
I think all of us at one point have unfortunately either blacked out either our thorax or our head, and then we just happen to brush by some barbed wire and then have a bit of a quicker than planned extract of our raid.
That is too true. I do want to take a moment to thank you so much for the big raid over there, Ghost Freak. Absolute crazy Tarkov player. You want to learn some crazy aim skills? Watch that man, and also teach you some good parkour jumping areas. So thank you again, Ghost, for bringing your community over. Pleasure as always.
Right, let's try that again without getting smashed.
I don't like Ghost.
Bits.
He bullies me on Factory too much.
You don't mind, Scav?
Now, for those raiders who are coming in just now, we are in our EU solo battles, first semifinal group for season 5. If you want to follow along with the rules, !rules, we'll give you a rundown of the challenges we have tonight.
As if you guard in the body.
Okay, so Claymore, I gotta ask you right here. So he just took his scab out. He's trying to get the primary weapon. Would it be smarter for him to switch to the melee and try to go for the melee one tap, and then worry about picking up the secondary gun? Was that what your play would be here, or would you just kill the thing and lose the points?
Sacrifice points by
I
killing.
think that
I've killed this one.
it's all about the point potential, right?
not get
So
points
he's
for
still
it.
got a decent amount of time left. He's got above 10 minutes left, I should say. Bear in mind, he did just take a bunch of rounds to his arms, which is that's what I'm talking about right there. That shot taken to him there hurt a lot more because his limbs were lower damage. That means they couldn't soak up as much damage in the first few rounds, and that was a TOS too. I think that he played it smart there by taking the kill, forfeiting the points, and staying longer in the game.
Now, we have talked about this a lot, about them bringing in a lot of different of the higher quality ammos into raid, but I have not seen one competitor bring a 4-round TAS mag with Devastator slugs or something like that in it. Like,
Don't even
that,
wanna-
like everybody ignores the TAS, and it hurts me because the TAS is such a fun weapon.
Right, cool.
I can tell you from personal experience, those Devastator slugs are slept on. Absolutely slept on.
Todd's
They
better, right?
are terrifying. I think you can. It's either 2 or 3 shots to the stomach. I can't quite remember, but I think it will be at least
We've got 10
at least 3 shots to the stomach
No,
with
there's
the
at least one more on the map.
recent flesh damage bug being fixed. Yeah. As much as the TARS, I don't like it.
Imagine if it comes to
Personally,
final
I'm sorry,
round,
Bunny.
then the difference is 1 point.
It is definitely slept on in terms of the factory gun game, and maybe next week, maybe in a few days we'll see it. Maybe.
You wouldn't be an happy chappy, would you?
Yeah,
Oh,
we possibly maybe some of the other competitors are listening in and going to pick up on some of these
Tender.
strats that we give them. Because the semifinals will
Keep up.
continue next Saturday, with the championship being next Sunday. A lot to look forward to over the next 2 weekends, and then also, you know, we got so much stuff coming up. I'm very excited always here at Evasion. They're working to bring all of you people at home as much entertainment as possible, and it's Ontorius getting into it right there. Got another scav up on the top. I couldn't tell if it was a player or a AI scav, but either way, it's still dangerous, especially when you're not using the best weapons in the game. Oh, and he drops him.
Oh, okay. All right, very good. All right, he's got an SKS now. Everybody's favorite starting weapon. So now he's vibing. Now he's chilling. He's still got.
Oh, that's a player scav.
Yep, and Ontorius is running very, very low on ammo currently. He's
Oh,
hurting. There's
another,
a,
2
what?
more,
What?
2 more.
Oh.
Just keep running, Ontorius, run.
Just ignore them. Get out. It doesn't matter. Everything's
He
fine.
just took a headshot.
Oh
How
my-
should it?
How did he get out of it alive?
I don't know.
Oh my! Were they players? Were they AI below them? Because they didn't shoot him when they came down.
Maybe he was just so fast that they couldn't register what was happening and didn't know if it was their friend or not, and they were just confused, and he used the confusion
anyone
to
could
his
explain how the
advantage.
fuck I'm alive?
I don't know.
It must be some of that Yorkshireman speed acting up there. He
Oh.
just, he smelt Yorkshire puddings off in the distance and he just ran for him. The scabs didn't even see him. It was that much of a blur.
With this much time left and everything that's happening here, would you go ahead and just start moving towards extract and being like, nah, I'm done. I've got the points that I have. I'm happy with that. We'll go with this.
With the player scab spawning, you have to remember, like a lot of player scabs with shotguns or
What did you
really
do to
dangerous
fight
CQB
CMS?
weapons will start spawning in, either pick up some easy loot or loot what's left over from the PMC fights. I personally probably would be thinking about leaving right now, especially because he's CMS'd himself up so much. Those limbs are going to be lower. Those flesh rounds that scab spawn in with player otherwise are going to hurt more. He's rolling the dice here now. He is rolling the dice here now.
Very true, very true. We were told in chat, they were scabs or lack commentators, so I'm going to assume, Champ, that you've never been one-tapped to buy a shotgun scab across the map, because that happens quite a lot. Scabs are no joke at all. They can destroy you
Ah, I should've
regardless of
hit that
what you're
vector.
wearing. Trust me,
Shit.
you don't have the experience of fear of a scab. If that is your comment, trust me, they are nothing to mess with
That's
at
a
all.
slight oversight.
All right, Taurus is playing near the
Um,
extract
let's think
currently.
about
He's
this. Each skill's a point, right?
contemplating.
Right, let's-
Yeah, he's contemplating right
Is
now
each
the
skill
plan.
worth 1 point, or is it 2? Correct. What is 1? No. Cool.
Right, he's asking his
so
battle mod
even
there
if
and
I
the
kill all
points check
three,
up.
That's 3 points. If I extract, that's 5. If I don't extract, I get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They have a vector.
That's true.
And they're going to camp gate 3.
That's true. He left the vector in the body. He didn't bother picking that up. I would have picked that up just so a
Mhm.
player scout wouldn't pick it up. They have player loot there. That's even more dangerous.
Yeah, to me, this is that moment where knowing that these player scavs are on the map and you left so many weapons around, especially a vector that could possibly have rip ammo in it. We didn't see what ammo was running in that vector. I mean, a couple of
three
leg
there
shots with a
on
rip
that,
vector
kill all four.
destroys you, and it puts him into a really precarious situation here. And I think he's smart to just say, hey, I want the 5
I feel
points.
more
It's time to
confident that
go.
we'll survive under the belt.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he already has the 2 PMC kills with the tanks. That's 6 points on its own there. Scav kills 5. That's 5 points there. You know, it's
I mean,
a
shit,
no-brainer.
we've got
It's
2
a
plague kills
no-brainer. I
off
think he's
there.
being
It's
very,
like-
very smart currently doing what he's doing.
So I want to say maybe 8 calves there.
It's interesting to me though
Fine.
that we are I'm very curious about why he's hovering here in extract. I think he's trying to do the math and see if the weight of it is worth it. But I think he's smart to say no. Now-
dude, I'm so toying.
Just you it's okay. No. What on
Just
Torres?
leave. Just get out. Doesn't matter.
Go
It doesn't-
back
it doesn't
to the
matter.
extract.
Nice, well, so I think it's just those calves are alive. With the vector. Alright. Let's hope this decision is the right one.
All right, I think he is. He's leaving.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
he's
he's
fine.
decided now. He's sorry, Chad. There was a little bit of deliberation there. The cog wheels were turning, and they finally ground to a halt. We're good now. We're leaving. We got the decision made, and there we go.
Alright, so
And-
all of these count apart from one.
Internal conflicts
Hmm,
that we
won't
see.
count.
Stay, go. Stay, go. Stay, go. I think it was the right call. I think it was the right call to go ahead and get out. You have to get 5 kills to make up for that extraction bonus, right? So it's probably the right call with only a few minutes left. Player scav groups are very, very dangerous. They will catch you off guard. So you got to be really careful. I think he made the right move getting out. I was nervous. I didn't know what he was going to do there. But fantastic raid from Ontorius there. Coming out with, it looks like 11 points on that raid. Definitely setting himself up in the lead with his first factory raid. And a lot of times we can see the factory raid kind of set the tone for the rest of the event. So it's good to see him putting some strong points on the board, getting a good start for this competition today. He's in a good place right now. Unfluffy Bunny, what was your big takeaway from that raid?
For me, it was unfortunate that we saw 2 of our competitors get taken out extremely early. Xgasm and Blink both getting taken out. Not the start that they want, but for me, it really was watching Ontorius just kind of run around, having that when he pulled out that drum mag. I was just like, okay, calm down. We get it. You're prepared. We understand. So that for me was the moment I was like, all right, I got you. I'm glad I put my money on you, sir.
What about you, Claymore? What did you enjoy most from that raid?
I think Walker's very calm composure when being blasted up by KS-23. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I get shot up by KS-23, the world goes red, Doom music starts playing, and then I'm stomping around. He stayed very, very calm there in that. But I think Ontorius really did have the great setup there for the entire raid. We saw him turn into Glass Hallway. He had killed he's either 1 or 2 players down the hallway, managed to secure essentially what was a free lobby there. Obviously, he had a few run-ins with some player scabs. He had a very, very slippery escape from one, which had a very, very nasty, it sounded like a KED or an AS foul. I couldn't quite pin it. But even if he did have a great first raid, we've seen this matchup completely flip on its head. We've seen some upsets. We've seen last place can become first place. We've seen vice versa. We've seen last-minute clutches. It's still very early to tell, but Ontorius is feeling pretty good right now. I think he's going to be continuing this momentum.
I agree. He's definitely set himself up for success with 16 points on the board already. We'll see going into this next challenge. It's very much an all or nothing event on the next one that we're going to. So that's what we'll have to keep an eye on. But at this point, Ontorius is really set up for success for today's challenges. He had a really, really solid factory raid. Let's see how he continues it. Walker also with 7 points on the board. A very good factory run. If we look back through the history of this season's solo raids, that's a really good raid, honestly. And then Esgasm and Blank rather, having some unfortunate raids, but still in it. We'll see how they come out into this next challenge. And Unfluffy Bunny, would you please introduce our next challenge?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the next one is one of the most entertaining, and I think Claymore can attest to this. This one really causes our competitors to think about their runs. Customs Rat Run really is forcing these competitors to think outside the box. Claymore, when you look at this one, what is going through your head as a competitor if you were in this?
The first thing I'd definitely be recalling would be all of the less traffic-filled routes and the higher traffic-filled routes, because obviously Customs, with the various expansions to the map over the years and stuff like that, a lot of really nice loot spots were added. They kind of tucked away in nice little corners, but you have to remember one thing. Customs is the beginner map after Factory. A lot of people come here, get their early tasks done, and they're also trying to find their fortune to set themselves up in the longer run of their account life. It's going to be interesting to see these otherwise very aggressive players in this element. And it's also going to be interesting to see whether or not they're going to be taking the risk, going to the higher profile areas like boiler side buildings. We're going to look at the warehouses, the fortress, or as Jeepo calls it, the Alamo, which I like. And obviously the dorms areas too, a lot of filing cabinets, duffel bags, jackets. It's going to be a lot of things in there. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Are they going to take the risk? Are they going to play a bit safer? Are they going to stick to the edges of the map? Or are they going to stick in one building for a little bit and hear people go by? It's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, it really is. So what they're actually looking for is PMCs are tasked with eluding as many found in raid items from the raid for points while remaining a pacifist as they can. They will lose points for killing enemies, and this is one of the great things about this, because we have seen our competitors lose a lot of points for doing this. Some of the other casters promote this even because they think taking them out is other competitors are worth it. The hit in points. Only items in your bag at the time of extract will count as points. Loadout, any weapon and armor, they must have a tri-zip bag. 2 stems for non-lethal, so that could be smokes or flashes. Not allowed, obviously, GLs, Mark 18s, Reapers, run-throughs, things like that. Note, stackable items must be max stacked before another stack can be started. So what that means is if they are trying to stack money, they cannot have multiple stacks of 1 ruble. They must have a full stack of rubles, which is a lot, even in raid, before they could start another stack. Same with ammo. And then points are as follows: scav kills -3 points, PMC kills -4 points, killing Rashala -5 points, extraction +5 points, and found in raid items are +0.5 points each. Absolutely crazy amount of strategy goes into this. And the other thing that I really love about the Customs Rat Run specifically is the fact that it shows how much map knowledge the competitors have about knowing where high value loot is and how to play it. And we saw Xgasm on Friday when their round started, had dorms to itself the entire time, never ran into anybody else, Spectre, at all.
This is one of my favorite events to watch for sure, to see how people approach it and whether or not they decide to be aggressive, whether or not they decide to stick to the shadows, and whether or not they decide when the moment comes if they're going to try and kill whatever they're faced with or disengage. We've seen a little bit of KS-23 star round action, for instance, trying to flash somebody and disengage, get hidden so that they don't lose those points. That's one of the first things I look for in this challenge, is whether or not somebody brought a KS-23 with them. So we'll see. These are some strong competitors, and we've talked about it before. It takes them out of their element a little bit, where they can't just go around running and gunning. They have to think about it a little more. And I think for somebody like Walker, for instance, that's really going to be a strength for him. All right, and here we go. Take it away, casters.
Well, it looks like we're going to jump on with Blank over here as we take a look at all of our competitors and see exactly where they're spreading out. It looks like they got the corner spawn, and it's a little hard for them to break away from each other here, Claymore, I think. Because of this spawn, there's not a lot of choices in direction that they can run to.
Yeah, especially because at this point, if they do end up killing each other, it's not like they can kill each other halfway past the raid and then make up the points, or most of the points, by looting what that player looted. If they kill each other, they're already in a deficit. Not to mention, too, this side of the map usually is pretty populated. A lot of players tend to peel for the other spawns, so they may have to... Oh, Walker's already taking shots.
All right.
Uh,
It does look like we may be experiencing some technical difficulties. So what we're going to do is we are going to, because the raid was not declared hot, all of our competitors are going to push out towards the extracts, get out and reset. And we'll get back to this one in just a moment. That was, you know, it happens sometimes with those wide open spawns.
Yes, we're gonna reset.
Okay.
Yep, definitely a huge
Yes.
reset coming in here.
Gazan got killed by literally the exact same dude. So,
Okay.
okay.
This guy.
Okay, yeah,
So-
I think, yeah.
Now-
Unfortunate situation. It happens. Bunny.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I noticed in chat, Blood God had said buckshot to the leg to slow the competition down. So that is an interesting strategy. But what I think Blood God may be forgetting is we've had competitions in the past where killing your teammate or killing your other competitors resulted in negative points, and we have watched our competitors take out their leg, and then that person with the black leg go and kill themselves by jumping off of something high, and that kill goes towards the person who blacked their leg. So that may backfire. I like where your brain was going there, Blood God, but it may backfire on you, and you may end up getting a lot of negative points because of it. His name was, yes, Brian, his name was Razzle Diz. That is true.
That
Big brain
is
plays.
some evil genius level play. That's just like, I want to watch the world burn kind of play.
Very true.
That is the just about the worst grudge I've ever seen, honestly.
And here's the
Oh
thing
my
too, Spectre
goodness.
and Claymore, is I was competing in that one. I was with them. We were on Nighttime Factory, and then you just hear as he falls from the roof and dies, and you're like, what? And he's like, I'm dead. That was it. Like, this was when Factory was kind of a warm up. We went in, you know, it was a moment. It was a moment that will live in history here at Evasion.
All right, so we
those-
are working on getting everybody turned around to reload into a raid. I do want to take a minute while we're doing that to direct you over to the Evasion website. Over there, you can see the calendar for upcoming events, which will also show you application deadlines. Currently, the worldwide duo battles applications are open. So if you're interested in competing in the duo battles, head over and click that application button. We do have another cash prize contributed by Battlestate Games. Huge support coming from them. So the duo battles will run December 3rd through the 18th of this year. And we have a similar rule set to last season. Honestly, I love watching the duos. I think it's a very, very different dynamic than the other challenges we see in the solos and the trios. It's very, very team cohesion oriented. It's all about how well you can work with your partner. We can see these tasks here. If you get a team extract, that's 10 points per map. Unlike what we see here in the solo battles, these competitors in the duo competition can run a cycle of maps over and over and over for 3 hours. So if they can get in and out of raid really quickly and kind of hit some of these tasks along the way and just stack up those extracts, if they can work to keep each other alive to get those team extracts, it really propels them forward in the competition. It's a very, very different approach than the solo, where it's much more task oriented. It's much more, how good can I play this game? The duos is all about jiving with your partner and seeing who can be the best team. Also, on the website, you can head over to the merch store, where we have some fantastic Evasion swag, which helps support the Evasion team. We have jerseys, we have hats, we have hoodies, something to keep you warm, great artwork, great quality merch. Go check that out. You can also find our social links. Most of the socials are up. TikTok, Twitter for updates on upcoming events and daily content. YouTube is where you can find all of the past competitions, and Instagram. All right, so back to our task at hand. Going back into the customs rat raid. We do have our competitors all out of the raid. They're working on getting reset right now. It's unfortunate when this happens, we have to reset. Sometimes we run into some technical difficulties, but we want to provide the best competition, the best content here we can. So that decision gets made, and we're just going to recycle and roll with it. So, Claymore, going into the rat run, what is your big strategy? Are you going to try and be more pacifistic, stay away from people? Or if you get the opportunity, are you going to try and handicap your competitors somehow?
The first thing I'd do is, since I'm a bear in the game, I'd bind dicky needles to my F1 key. It's the friendly call, you know. So if people hear it, they may be more inclined to leave me alone. I think in general, it is a interesting blend of, I think, trying to get to these loot spawns first, and also trying to maybe slow down the other competitors. So I think the most ideal thing I do personally would be bringing some kind of weapon or some kind of method to incapacitate or delay my opponents, in which case, you mentioned it earlier, the KS-23 with star rounds. You know, you get shot at that thing, you're running around blindly, you're jumping around blindly, using up stamina, no idea where you are, and you're fully expecting to be then followed up by a shrapnel 10 round to the kneecap. Either that, flashbang grenades as well. They're great for giving the other players pause. You know, if there's a flashbang in front of me, maybe I should go around it. Could be like a red herring of sorts. But in general, I think one of the more slept-on areas to loot by this point in the wipe, usually it's a very popular early, but not so much late wipe, are the tool rooms and industrial areas on the boiler side on the upper floors. Great loot spawns up there, a ton of loose loot, a lot of containers, a lot of single slot items too, which is very important. And try and maybe hold that area down, try and work through it, and hopefully don't get run up on by a slick Alton MK47 squad. Hopefully not. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and
What about
excuse me, and on that note, I mean, we did see Blitzer Girl pick up a graphics card yesterday in that room, the TV room, and that just nobody was there, and them to have free reign of that. Yeah, that's very true. It's a very good call.
So what about you and Fluffy Bunny? What's your big strategy going to be?
I feel like I would go the Chusky route from NA, bring that 100-round mag, and every time I go to a place, just unload it and assert my dominance of that location and say, look, I have a 100-round mag. It may be empty now, but I might have another one. You don't know. Do you want to take that chance, you know, and just try to fear them away, you know, just say, go away, stay away from this. You don't want any part of it, young one. And that would be my strategy.
Scare tactics. I like it. It's a different flavor, a different way to be pacifistic, and like it's a strong way to be pacifistic. I like it. What about, I know in the past we've seen some competitors decide to go into dorms to loot, which is a bold decision in a competition where you're not supposed to kill people. Is that something that you would do, Claymore, is go to dorms for the big loot? Or would you try and stay away from that area?
I think the smartest thing to do would not to hit it up within the first maybe 10 minutes of the raid. It as much as there can be raids, and I've had them myself, where you show up there, the first one there, no one seems to come to the dorms. You can have it completely clear to yourself. That is a very rare occurrence, because it's not, dorms isn't just like good for loot. It's a marked area. It's a task area. You know, there's also an extract literally right next to it as well, which is very commonly taken for the, you know, the scav karma plus and whatnot. It is a very, very high traffic area. Who knows though? If one of the competitors shows up to it and they give it all to themselves, it does happen. It can happen. Now, personally though, I'd say leave it till later on, maybe about 10 minutes or so into the raid. Let the taskers get out.
Yeah, and to that point,
Okay.
I mean, we literally saw Escapegasm, like I said, on Friday. He went to dorms and just lived there the entire time, and nobody showed up until late in the raid. There was 2 AI scav that he just turned around and walked away from, and they didn't even chase him. He was like, "No, I'm good. All right, bye guys." So it's a weird, like, dorms is a weird place. Like, you either go into raid and it is the busiest point on all of customs, or nobody shows up and you have to take that coin flip. I don't know, Claymore. I don't know if I'd take that coin flip.
I wouldn't either, personally. I mean, don't get me wrong. When you're going there for PvP, 90% of the time you're not going to be disappointed. It is, like you said, a coin flip. It is a total RNG toss-up. And truth be told, you know, whilst the dorms area does have some great loot, like I said earlier, the TV room, like you mentioned, that general area is great. Fortress, whilst it's high traffic, not as high traffic as dorms can be, great loose loot over there too. You know, you've got the garages nearby, you've got the intel building. What a lot of people tend to do as well is they try to make it to Big Red too. You know, use the customs office key, get up there, and hopefully pick up a lot of individual loose items from the safe and the jackets as well. There are definitely other options there, but high risk, high reward. Good old Tarkov theme. You risk it, you might get the biscuit.
And to that point, again, I mentioned it earlier, this raid specifically, more than any other of this competition, is very much an all or nothing. Because if you don't get out of the raid, if you don't extract, you get nothing. So we saw with who was the competitor? I'll have to look up the name. One of our EU competitors early on in the season had to unfortunately kill I believe a PMC and 2 scabs, and she came out of that whole challenge with negative points because she ended up not extracting. So it's one of those things, if you do have to be aggressive and get a kill, you need to be really, really careful making sure you get out of the raid. If you don't, you're going to come out of that whole challenge with negative points. And for a raid that typically gets people 30 to 40 points, that's a big, big setback. So this is one where you have to be very delicate about how you approach it, especially if you have to kill something.
Yep. And that was Rakunzel that you're talking about, Spectre. I remember that because I believe we were casting it together. Rakunzel actually ended up with, I believe it was a -4 to, it was either 4 or 14, one of those two numbers. And she was negative all the way until after the interchange chat run. She didn't get any points into the positive until we were into the last 2 maps. So lots of choices there.
It's only on tunnels.
All right, we are loading into raid. Starting off listening to Blanks. Take it away, gentlemen.
Perfect. Yep. We're back on the big screen. Looks like they're going to get a little bit better start here. I kind of like this spawn a little bit more for our competitors because it does give them a lot more options on where to spread out. We can see, looks like Blink is going to go ahead and run towards that dorm section. I believe that's where he's running. It's a little,
what is this new
you know,
audio
it's
bug?
a little.
Is it fucking
Okay, yes, he is going up towards the tower in that direction, Claymore.
And speaking of, looks like someone's already chosen the coin flip. Eskgasm is right now in the dorms building. He's here. He's present. He's attending. His name's been called out. He's in lesson. Okay, this can go either way for him. If Gasm can pull off a full dorms loot, that's a lot of loot. That's like multiple rigs filled up as well. But Notorious looks like he's currently sitting up at the tower spawn. Walker is currently he's either on top of the construction platform or he's on Fortress. I can't quite see. And Blank is currently, he's on the platform, yeah. And Blank is currently looting the top of the tower, picking up the loose loot, checking the crates. So already we're seeing some map knowledge here. We're already seeing people go to loot areas that aren't usually the focus of a lot of players.
Very true. And you heard Ontorius kind of look towards the direction of the shots that we heard on Blank's screen, saying, hey, I might need to go this way. But it is interesting that he's deciding to push towards this direction. Now, speaking of Eskgasm, this was Eskgasm's strategy on Friday, and he's doing the exact same thing again, where I guess if it's one of those situations where if it worked last time, might as well do it again. We see them using the window to get out, just trying to make sure nothing's around. Does not want to take a fight if he doesn't have to. I like the map knowledge to say, hey, if I can stay out of main entrances, maybe nobody will see me.
The fuck's this stash?
Yeah, but obviously we've seen a lot of very impressive Dorms parkour from a lot of the other streamers in the category. I'm looking at you, Will,
Now,
as your spider monkey.
I don't want to cut you off real
but we're
quick,
looking-
but I think Blanks and Ontorius are really close to each other on that hill, and I think Ontorius hears Blanks, but has not left the bush that he was in because he heard the movement, and he decided to just play passively and wait.
I'm in a pretty bad
I am
position.
almost positive they were right next to each other, and that's why Ontorius is just sitting in that bush listening.
It definitely seems in here. It looks like Ontorius has opted in for going, well, frankly, just the opposite direction. And it looks like they're playing around each other. I'm not too sure what the plan is here. Are they going to go weapons hard? Are they just going to keep running away from each other? It's hard to tell. But Ontorius looks like he's moving in the rough direction. Oh, okay. He's going to be crossing the hill in a minute. If Blank is looting out in the open here, they're going to see each other.
Not with that many.
Yeah, Ontorius is running directly at where Blanks is. This is interesting. Blanks went through that under. He's over by the UN truck, moving along the wall towards new gas station, getting further away from Ontorius, which is great for Ontorius, but that may mean that he has less loot to find over here if Blanks has already hit it all, which we saw. He did take a couple of pieces, but left a lot more. Ontorius is going to pick it up because remember, one-slotted items are the most important aspect for this strategy and this challenge. Whereas two slotters are the ones you're going to kind of want to ignore and leave behind. But at the start, everything is important.
Couldn't agree more. All these things that I think eventually you get hardwired to either leave or ignore, suddenly everything's really important now. Everything has value. And like you said, those single slot items, they're going to be critical here. Two slot items, they're not bad. They're good for bag filler. Yeah, rubles maybe not so great because you got to stack them up quite high, especially USD and euros. But looking at all these things, light bulbs, rail attachments, flashlights, sights, anything like that, it's all going to be critical here. Remember, guys, every single slot item is worth half a point. It's all going to rack up. Therefore, a 2x1 is 1 point.
Okay.
Make sure we look at Blanks hearing some scavs over near him. He's going to go head behind this factory. Ontorius and Blanks really staying kind of close to each other. And then, the one thing I will say about this I really love is that this is the thing I always try to explain to new players is, guys, if you're new and you don't have any money, pick up everything. Even though it may not have a lot of value, guess what? It always has more value than an empty slot because an empty slot is literally no money. Whereas, guess what? 100 rubles is still 100 rubles.
And not to mention, too, as the game has progressed and more patches have come out, more and more items are more viable because of all these new barter options coming out. A lot of barters are slept on, they are ignored, but there are some really efficient barters out there. There's, one example could possibly be, the SRD suppressor from, I think it's either Peacekeeper or Skier. You can trade that in for a Raven statue if you don't need it for Kappa or whatever, and you're saving yourself, especially if you can't even buy it. Flea market prices for that thing are very expensive. You've saved yourself a lot of money there. You got to keep an eye on those barters.
Now, something we see here as we watch Walker. Walker is totally ignoring our advice and only picking up single slot items. He did have an Aramid, but he ignored that rail for the AK and just said, nah, I'm good. I don't want that. We still have Escasm over here hitting up all of these, all of the filing cabinets, just grabbing everything. Super smart way to play it out.
He's literally been in dorms this entire time, and look at him. He's not stressed. He's just vibing. He's even in the barbed wire room, which is a really terrible. Oh no! Never mind. Never mind. The barbed wire worked against him.
Yeah, you heard
That
him
is
state there he couldn't
kill,
do anything about it. He had to kill that scav. I mean, it luckily was just a scav that he took a shot on. Hopefully there are none others around. And maybe, remember, he can take one part from the scav's gun to try to make up a little bit of the points that he calls there. Also, that mask is just grab the mask and the hat. Those are both one slotters, and those will add to the points. So you can mitigate the negative points that you did receive by grabbing certain parts of guns.
Absolutely, and that's why it might be a more calculated risk to deal with a PMC later on into the raid. You know, they've all hit the spots, especially his other competitors. If he kills another competitor, he's going to have
I didn't want
all of those items in their rigs to essentially make up the I believe it's the 4 points lost from there.
Directly almost goes into my secure container.
Yeah. Oh, Walker is out of raid. Did he extract safely? Yeah, he did. He got his bags full and he said, I am done. I am good to go. So picking up those extract points, really good call from him if his bag was completely full. If it was just not and he decided, hey, play it safe, hey, it's points on the board plus an extract bonus. Cannot go wrong with that. I like the thought process. That's just filling up his bag right now.
Do you think Walker gets away with finishing work as early as he finishes raids?
I don't know. I don't know. But back on here with Ontorius. Now, Ontorius is running his favorite setup. He does have a max. I mean, he's got max stats or skill stats for both of these weapons, the DVL and the VSS. He is, I'm sorry, full mastery. That is the word I was looking for. Mastery on both of these weapons because it seems to be the only weapons he runs.
This is his favorite loadout. He runs this, I think, at any every given chance he gets. I remember one time it was either on the day of a previous tournament. I believe it was either Evasion or Hunt. I can't quite remember. But we remember running into an interchange raid, and I found him and his teammate that he was going to play in the tournament with dead on the field. I killed all the players and I dropped all their stuff. He literally had the exact same loadout. Bear in mind this was months ago. DVL, VSS, or AS-FAL. He absolutely adores this loadout.
He truly does. Now, what I am curious, though, is for the tournament, is he deciding to run his favorite SP5 in him, or did he decide to go a little bit bigger, maybe SP6 or even SPP? I can't, what is it? It looks like SPP? I believe it's what the ammo was, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. If you think about it as well, regarding, if you just swear by SP5, you have to remember one thing too. SPP is literally a combination of SP5 is flesh damage and SP6 is armor damage and pen. There's no reason why you shouldn't use SPP if you have it. It's just the best of both worlds.
And as we did call it there, SPP, good choice, especially in a tournament bracket. You want to give yourself every advantage that you can, especially with money being on the line, Claymore. I know for me, I would be using whatever I'm comfortable with. And this is one thing I always try to stress to players also. Don't you necessarily use what's meta. Use what you're comfortable with. Comfort over meta is always more important, because even if something is meta, if you're not good with it, you're not going to kill somebody. You may get lucky every once in a while, but use the weapons you are comfortable with.
I'm sorry, buddy. I have to disagree. I have to go in with my 5 flicks folded across my chest. I have to go in with dual mutants with drum mags. I have to go in with a Reese T. All right? I don't care what you say. All right?
Listen, armor's an entirely different argument, but I think for weapon-wise, I will agree. Slicks all day, 7 wrist tees, whatever it takes to keep your body alive, but just use a gun that you are comfortable with, that you can actually shoot somebody that's shooting you.
Absolutely. I mean, it wasn't even that long ago, even. Well, it wasn't long ago, where you were able to wear armored rigs over your body armor. Do you remember that?
Yes. Those were the days when you being able to put a armor underneath your TV 110 rig to double stack it, give you that extra armor bonus. Those were the days.
I'm not sure what shots we're hearing right now, but it sounds like Blank is either running to or running away from some engagement. He is hitting up, once again, another very high traffic building, the Intel Center, is what I call it at least. A lot of people call it Drug House or Crack House, like the Scav one, but either way, there is loose loot here. There are loose meds here. A lot of filing cabinets upstairs as well, which people tend to not loot. So I wonder if he's going to go up there and check those out.
So as we can see here, he knows something's on the ground. He is getting his he does look like he has max perception, which gives you an indicator that there is loot around you. Sometimes it's hard to find that loot because you get the indicator and you're just like, wait, where is it? I cannot find it at all. And that seemed to have been the issue there.
All right. Nearly full min-maxed.
Alright,
think
one
we're
thing I wanted to
okay,
point
chat.
out as well, actually, and I think this is really smart.
oh,
Previous competitors, they usually opted in for the 2 MPV rigs. Yeah, I've seen people actually get even more slots out by running those load-bearing rigs, the LBT rigs, and the CSA rigs, which you wouldn't think of at first, but you actually are generating just a few more slots than 2 MPV rigs. Not to mention, too, you're filling up your bag and you're
Good shit, man.
that's
Pants.
Gazim, you gotta watch that trigger thing. And
Motherfucking
these are
six.
AI though, and they're running right at him. It's a hard call.
Yeah, it depends on what weapon the AI had, but it is one of those situations where, like we saw in Factory, AI scavs are nothing to joke about or play around with. Yes, you can get in close, you can meme them sometimes, but when you're in a competition setting for money, do you want to take that chance to like circle them and then get one on
Don't
top,
get
like
too close to this
one
wall, so stand out like a
pellet
close
underneath your visor and you die? I know I wouldn't want to take that chance.
I mean, we saw it last game as well. The armor didn't matter for Ontorius and Walker. They got shotgunned down and nearly died, both of them. The armor doesn't matter here. You got to treat these scavs as much as you would treat any PMC as a very viable threat.
And that is one of the
Well,
great things about Tarkov is regardless of your skill, you die no matter what. Like everybody is on equal playing field when it comes to bullets and being able to take damage. It's not. That's the one thing I really do love about this game is that you could have somebody who is a level 5 still with the ability to kill a level 60. Will it be
crossroads?
difficult? Yes. Will they sometimes just get lucky and for it to happen? Of course. But the possibility is there more often than other games.
All right,
I mean,
ladies
it's
and
like you
gentlemen,
said,
for those
it's
of
a
you
dice roll.
For those of you who are just now tuning in, just now joining us, or as a reminder, exclamation point rules, you can follow along with the current competition. We are in our EU solo battle, the semifinal day 1 for season 5. Our competitors are currently on the customs rat run, which is our second challenge of the day.
3 minutes.
Now, Ontorius is where you were talking about earlier, Claymore, over here in this high-tier loot area that nobody seems to traffic. He also did not have the USEC stash key. I wonder if he knows that he can jump through that window. It doesn't look like it. You can actually, if your strength is high enough, get into the USEC stash without having the key.
Because there is absolutely nothing more realistic than a fully geared PMC backwards jumping into a room and booting a locked door
Think
open.
that flash
It's the prime. Oh,
Oh!
Ontorius is taking shots from sniper scav, it looks like, but he's getting into cover nice and quick.
Very smart call to get underneath that sniper scav so that way he cannot take any more shots at him. He is going to use the cover here, so if he does get shot at, he can put something between him and the scav.
Into scav shooting frantically. I'm gonna say
You have to remember as well too that the more scav shoot at you, the more accurate they're going to get. It's how the old programming works. So he can't keep taking these random shots because he is going to catch rounds, and eventually one of those limbs are going to get blacked.
Extreme. That is very true. We did see a Skeggasm going ahead and getting Xgasm go ahead and getting out.
Okay.
So it just leaves Blank
The
and
question is,
Ontorius
chat,
in the raid
Is it
now.
scummy if I sit on bridge and wait for the competitors? Do I do
All right,
that
looks
as
like
well?
yep, Blank's on his way out now, heading out. Torres is actually checking out one of the areas already looted by one of our
Come down
competitors.
to take out
But
competitors.
hopefully, with a little bit of luck, they left some things behind. They sure did. There's a pistol grip there for you.
So we're inside 5
this way.
minutes, and I don't know if you heard what Blank just said or not. He's asking his battle mod and maybe his chat. He's like, "Is it scummy if I just kind of
Don't risk
stay
it.
around the bridge and wait for
Amazing, the
competitors to
counter
take
component,
them
that is
out?"
a fucking
He's willing to
spider.
lose the points to take out the competition. He's going the sick degenerate route, which I fully disagree with, but it's a
Just shoot
strategy
him in the leg and
nonetheless.
buckshot. We're good.
I think as much as there are certain rules in place, I think there's one more thing going back to Tarkov. There are no rules. If you want to screw over a competitor like that, it is viable.
Not killing me,
Whether or
my
not
friend,
it's
man.
entertaining, to say the least, or whether or not it's a reflection of yourself as a player, that is completely left up to open there.
No
But
balls,
for the sake of the
still
tournament, for the
hands.
sake
You
of
tell me
staying
to fucking
objective
die,
and neutral,
okay?
it is a strategy. It is viable. And Notorious, you know, if Notorious is a threat right now. If Blank
is
happen
legit,
to
if,
stay
like,
around and linger around,
If you bumped into
you know,
someone,
he
like,
takes out the
5
first
minutes
place
left
winner.
and you know they're a
It's well, the
competitor,
first
like,
place competitor, I should say, so
fucking
far.
If you just fucking
Mhm.
yeeted
And then we
all
see
later,
Ontorius using his
wouldn't be able
strength
to do
there to go
shit.
ahead and backwards jump over that wall, getting over here into the fortress area. Did we notice
Hold your
if
kill screen
power
just in
was
case.
on? Because if power is on, Ontorius could just use that to go through Alamo over here, or fortress, whatever you would like to call that, and get out, because that is blinks out, and that leaves Ontorius in the raid last once again. But it does look like he is making his way to this extract, going ahead and unlocking it. Very smart call. He has a pretty close to full bag, and their timer is almost up with 3 minutes left. Great raid by all of these competitors, seeing how it unfolded.
All right, outstanding raid there for all of our competitors. I want to point out real quick, that is only the second time in the EU Solo Season 5 that all 4 competitors successfully extracted from customs. So GG's, great job there. Another thing I want to look at is on the scoreboard here, as we're tallying it up for this raid, Walker and Esgasm both getting out pretty quickly. Esgasm got 6 more items looted out of the raid, but those kills cost him. So he ended up with a few less points than Walker, who was able to remain completely pacifistic. So it's that thing, like, he decided to go for dorms. He decided to take the risk, and he had to kill 2 scavs because of that. And it cost him a few points. So do you think he made the right play, Bunny?
I feel that the one inside 2-story dorms where the scav pushed him while he was behind the barbed wire, he did not really have a choice of. He had no way to get out of that. So that one was understandable. The other one where it was running at him, like we said, you can sometimes cheese the AI scavs, but it is one of those situations. Do you take that chance? And I have to say, I am on board with him saying, no, I'm not going to take that chance. Not in a competition. I would prefer to take a few, negative points for killing some scavs versus being dead.
I think you're absolutely right. Esgasm did get 26 points out of that raid. If he had died, I was very nervous for him after he had to take those 2 scav kills. If he had died, he would have come out of that raid with negative points. So he would be set way behind his competitors. Right now, as it stands, all 4 of our competitors are very, very close to each other. This is anybody's game. It's anybody can launch themselves ahead of the pack at this point. So the fact that Esgasm was able to extract and put some positive points on the board, even though he's in the bottom of the pack right now, he's still close enough, even to our leader, that he's in a position to take that lead. Quick reminder, our top 2 competitors from this challenge will move on to the championship round. So it's not just our top scorer, it's our top 2. The fact that they are all so close right now, this is going to be a very tight competition for the next 3 raids we see coming tonight. Claymore, what do you think about this competition? Honestly, I thought it was going to be a little crazier. Even though we're only in our first 2 raids, it's been pretty even keel. How do you feel about it, where we're at right now?
Obviously, we saw a bit of a slower start from some of the competitors, but due to some smart plays and some more passive playing and more relying on the knowledge of the route and the map rather than going straight to PvP, for example, we see people who were originally either in the minus points or also not on the board yet. They're on the board now, and there's only a 13-point spread between last place and top place. It's like you said, the first 2 winners here are going to be going on to the finals, contending for that cash prize. It's going to be a bit more pressure here, and I think people right now are focusing more on the objectives, those guaranteed points, than potentially picking up the extra points from the kills. However, with the upcoming match, with the upcoming challenge, they're going to have to do that. This is where it gets fun. This is where it gets interesting. It's always fun, but this is where it gets very, very intense.
possibly where we see a big spread start to happen in these next few raids, where they're allowed to get a little more aggressive. And like you said, the pressure is on. Oftentimes throughout this season, we've seen more of a gap in the scoreboard. So those top two early leaders can kind of sit back and not get complacent, not relax, but be confident that they don't have to stress about where they're at. They go into the raids with confidence. Right now, everybody's feeling the pressure because it's so close. Nobody has that luxury to just keep their lead. They've really got to be on top of their game. So if you were going into this situation, Unfluffy Bunny, you're neck and neck with your fellow competitors. How are you going to approach this next challenge with a more PvP oriented map?
Well, I mean, with us we're going into the exact opposite of what we just saw. We're going into the interchange Chad run. Well, and that's what all of these competitors excel at. They excel at killing. And we can see why every single one of them is in the semifinals now. They're the best. You know what I mean? They are really, really good. But for me, it's one of those situations where I look at this and I go, okay, I don't want to change my play style too much because that's what I'm comfortable with. So I think it's always for me about sticking with what you're comfortable with versus what you think you should do, because we get into our heads too much and we start to doubt ourselves if we do that. So in a competitive sense, stick to what you've practiced, stick to what you know, and keep playing your game.
Okay, well, real quick, again, a huge shout out to Battlestate Games for our massive prize pool for Season 5. Huge shout out and thanks to Battlestate Games. Claymore, would you please take us through the interchange Chad run?
Absolutely. This is, well, pretty much the complete and utter stark opposite of the Customs Rat run. This is the interchange Chad run. Before, you were punished for killing. Here, you're rewarded for it. With interchange being as clustered and as claustrophobic in places and as very, very high PvP oriented as it is as well, this is going to be a true test of our competitors' PvP skills. Obviously, it's not just about the kills though, true evasion fashion. We are looking at some very, very high and popular loot spawns here, and we're looking at a lot of bonus items on the board that could rack up some very, very strong points provided the appropriate risk is taken. In terms of the loadout, pretty much anything they want, bar the things in the not allowed section. That's GLs, MK18s, thermals, and of course run-throughs. In terms of the stims and grenades, they can only bring 2 of each in, so obviously we don't see a little bit too much abusing of that G key. In terms of the bonus items, as you can see here, we've got pretty much anything that sells well. We've got the Letty, Biddy, GPU, Tetris, Gold Ring, Ophthalmoscope. Said it right this time. Roller, Gold Watch, Defib, Moonshine Line, and Gold Chain. And as much as a lot of these items here are a bit on the rarer side, some are a little bit more popular, you know. There are pretty consistent spawns in the map, so they might want to peel. They may want to go and push for those high loot areas. In terms of the points here, Scav kills, once again, coming at 1 point. PMC kills without the tag and with the tag, ranging from 1 to 3. Killing Killer, our favorite Scav boss, is 5 points each. Well, 5 points, I should say. Extracting is 5 points, and the bonus items, everything I listed on previously, is 2 points each. So, needless to say, the kills here, the killing focus here is pretty good, but those rare items, especially if they're the appropriate steps, you know, the power's turned on, the keys are unlocked, they can all rack up here. They can all start steamrolling away, and we're going to see some very, very big action. I don't think there's ever been a quiet interchange Chad run so far in this competition. Bunny, how are you feeling about the bonus items list, and where would you suggest some of these rare items are pursued?
I love the bonus item list. I do want to say though that you scared me a lot when you said, you know, per kill. I was like, I can barely handle 1 killer. Let's not have multiple on the map. That would be a nightmare.
Yeah, it's a last minute event. Oh, by the way.
Oh, by the way, Killa has a twin brother besides Tagilla, and he's also on interchange. So now you have to deal with 2 of them. Oh, that would be a nightmare. But no, I would definitely go for the gold chains. They seem to be the most readily available and the easiest to get to, especially if you check all of the lockers. So that would be my choice. Make sure I hit all of the lockers and find those gold chains.
All right.
All right. It
so
does look
we've
like
got
we're going to
the
go ahead.
side of
I don't want to already run through
Ollie
your way.
idea. I can't 12.
Mhm.
Oh, Ollie, there you go.
Yep. We are on that Ollie ideas or that Ollie side. We're going to go ahead and hop in with Escape and listen on his audio as he runs underground. Walker is also going underground, but Blank decided to move further north. And then we have Ontarius just. I kind of like the pathing that Ontarius has taken here, especially because of the DVL combo, Clay. It allows him to get some sniper shots in. What is your thought process on that?
Well, I think it just speaks volumes about his playstyle, really. I mean, I think I've never seen Ontarius go for the high-populated area straight away. He's always walked back. He's always listening to what's going on. He always gets the more advantageous positions. And right now, he's in probably one of the most, probably one of the best spots to really snipe in. Especially with the DVL. I've seen Ontarius play around the route he's going right now, and if he runs into any
Give it a
poor
minute.
PMCs who have decided to do some dash running, they're going to feel the pain.
As soon as I got some ions, I'm getting the fuck out.
All right, we're going to go ahead and change over here to Blank. Since he's in the middle of the mall, going to go ahead and hit the Rasmussen, trying to find any of that high-value loot, maybe a graphics card, something along those lines, seeing if he can get that Gingy RNG luck over here, but does not seem to find anything. Ontorius sitting on the outside, finding something that pops him in the head with a clean DVL shot. Oh, wait, maybe he didn't go down. Or was it 2? I thought that first
May have
shot
been
connected and he dropped.
It may have been 2, I can't quite tell, but literally, I called it. Any PMC out here who's going to contend against Ontorius' DVL is going to feel the pain. We're just going to see now where this PMC or PMCs. He did get the first kill. You were right, Bunny.
Oh, I thought that was a beautiful headshot. I saw the blood splatter. I was like, that man's dead. And then I saw another one running. Does look like he dropped both of them, getting a double kill outside, picking up both of those tags. Going to go ahead and set him up in a very nice early lead on this map.
And I'm very surprised as well because in arguably one of the least populated areas of the map, we saw combat on Ontorius' end. Right now, we're in the middle of the mall. Blank, Walker, and Escape, or Escasm, I should say, they're still looking for those actions. But it looks like Blank and Walker are actually in the same rough area. Oh, and Blank has 3 Tetrises secured already?
What?
Check for that X in Ultra.
Oh my.
Ultra fucking watch minute.
Alright, can
Okay,
we get the list of the
protection as well.
streamers' servers, please? I'd love to know.
Got that back.
Oh! Walker, I think, just demolished a very, very naked PMC. Let's have a look. It looks like he may have heard another one. He's being very careful around the body here. He's not going for the tag straight away. Oh, yep, here's a secondary.
Oh, that's the thing.
Oh, he just took out 2 PMCs. They were loot running. Oh no.
Wait, where? My question is though, did he drop the first one? He is using BP rounds now. BP has a tendency to, quote unquote, overpin. It doesn't have a lot of flesh damage, so the less armor you're wearing, the more defense you'll have against it. And it's a weird thing to say, but that is the case. But I don't think he dropped the first one. I don't think he killed him because he didn't go secure the tag. He's looking right now. He hears something. There he is. He
no,
found
there
him.
We
He was
him.
hiding.
Oh, he had no gun, Walker. How could you?
Oh, have you ever seen somebody hiding so, just shivering in a corner? Ontario's picking up a scav kill with that beautiful DVL shot. Very comfortable with it. Imagine if he had a voodoo on top of that. Much better sight.
You dick.
Oh, looks like Walker's, oh, maybe Ontorius is engaging a pistol, either scav, I think, right now. It's a scav, yeah. Wait, no, is that a player scav?
Well, the same dude that I shot at.
No, that's a...
Wait, no.
Okay, that's an
That's-
AI.
He got shot at.
Yeah, he got a little bit confused there. A little bit confused there, but no, that was definitely an AI who tried well, looks like he was going for his morning jog, and Ontorius unfortunately interrupted him. Oh, Gazum is
Oh!
actually taking damage here.
Oh, will he? I mean, he could be very busy.
Second chat. That scab is fucking mental.
Oh, looks like he ran into a scav who... place your bets. What weapon did the scav have, chat? What did he have? What do you reckon? A TARS, a pistol, a shotgun? What are we
What he had
thinking?
for breakfast.
I am on shot. I'm team shotgun. Whatever chat says, I am team shotgun. That much damage, missing a leg. That or it was an SKS with PS rounds.
Gonna go underground and farm some scabs, I think.
Oh,
I don't think everyone's doing that. I don't want, obviously, don't tell me, chat.
Hey, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to kill that one.
you know, this is
Maybe
the
leave it
hard
up to
thing
somebody
too
else
here,
to deal with.
Claymore, is because we want to root for all of these competitors, but we also want them to murder each other because that is very entertaining. So we are like, oh, maybe don't do that, but also like, yes, please do that.
Oh yeah, when we say maybe not do that, we actually mean, yeah, please go for it. We are desperate for the content. That's exactly what we mean.
Man, you're
Oh,
an
looks like
Aussie.
Walker
I
is
see.
now at the power station.
Did that scab
okay.
just flick
He
Walker
wasn't
off?
the Ushanka when I was shooting, right? Maybe.
I'm
I
pretty
think-
sure he just said you missed. Here, have the bird.
Yeah, he has that level 6 Ushanka on, man. That's a very, very aggressive scav there. Walker's doing a little bit of parkour here, though. Not known to a lot of people that you can actually get onto that small lower hanging roof there. It looks like Gazum is working his way through the garages. Ontorius is now checking out the pharmacy. You don't see that many people hitting that room.
This is one of those things that I feel like a lot of people undervalue this room. I know Sig just recently found the LEDX in there. There is always good meds in there. So
Yeah,
it's a
there are.
cheap key to pick up. Make sure you do on the flea market and look in that room. You never know what you'll get. Remember, meds. If a med spawns, it always has a percentage chance to spawn a LEDX also. So check it always. No harm, no foul in it.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Looks like Blank may have engaged something or someone over near the escalators there. He's being very careful, staying in cover. Maybe a scav, I'm not too sure, but he is pursuing something. He is hunting something.
That he is. Now, one thing I am kind of concerned about is, he's getting shot at real quick. We'll come back to my thought. It is a scav down low, going ahead and dropping him. I'm also very worried about Ontorius's location. If he decides to push out the back towards power, Walker was up top waiting there. We don't know if he's still there or not, but we could see some action there. But Blink's going ahead and getting that kill, securing some extra points.
I'm still looking at those 3 Tetrases and I just can't believe it. How he's already got 3 of them.
No,
That's
I
already
think
6
Gav's-
points he secured. Even if he dies, that's 6 points he goes down with.
We got solid points on IMs though, chat.
Very, very true. So now we're going to go ahead and look. A lot of mutants being run today with the drum mag. The drum mag's always an interesting choice because it does hold 75 rounds. It really destroys the ergo, but you don't usually ADS too much with the mutant. You usually hip fire it, especially at close range. And then if you're going to be popping at people from long, Ontorius and Walker, Ontorius doesn't know. Walker is up on the railing.
Oh, he's
Oh,
right
no.
there. He's looking right at him.
No,
Ontorius,
Ontorius!
no!
He
misses!
Did he live through the shot? He did!
I think he had a ricochet
No,
on his
Ontorius,
helmet, I
it's-
think.
It had to have been a ricochet. Ontorius doesn't know where Walker's at. Or Walker is above him. He does hear it. Grenade coming in. Ontorius being pushed back a little bit. 2 grenades. Walker waiting for the flank, thinking he's going to come out of the side area.
I cannot believe that he ricocheted that helmet. I think it was a ricochet. I'm not too sure. It looked like he took damage from that shot, but that was the MK. That was a BP round. His exfil ricocheted. If that was what happened, it looks like Ontorius is now moving back, trying to swapping out some ammo, which is very smart. Walker is hanging back, trying to get as much information as he can as possible. It looks like Ontorius is just piecing out. It looks like he's not going to get involved in that.
A very, very smart call by Ontorius. He doesn't fully know where Walker could be. He doesn't know that it is Walker, but he is aware that he is in a very dangerous situation and he is at a disadvantage. This does allow him to say, you know what? and this is prime Tarkov knowledge. This is how you can tell a high level player when to disengage from a fight that is going to put you in a bad way. But he is running into Esgasm now, so he gets out of the fire back into the pan. What is going to happen here?
Well, I'm not too sure, but it looks like Ontorius managed to get the 50-50 coin flip and succeed, go underneath rather than continue into Gasm. But
Somebody just went down
I
there.
don't. How is Ontorius just running through these hot zones? He's run through scabs so far. He's taken headshots from fellow
Oh, what am I
competitors,
after?
and he's still just walking and running through. He must have slicked himself up with some grease or Vaseline this morning. All these things are sliding off him.
Well, now we know that Esgasm did hear him run down the escalator stairs. He did hear the shot. He knew he was below. So the scav did take a shot at Untorius. It puts Untorius into a bad situation. I think they hear each other because they are right next to each other. And Esgasm is trying to bait him with the run into the wall. We might see some action right here. Let's see what unfolds between these two competitors.
It looks like they're just trying to get information on each other right now, trying to get those locations pinned down. Ontorius is once again moving away. Gasm may be about to run into each other. I can't quite tell, but it looks like Ontorius is playing it safe. He's, there's no reason for him to push these fights when he doesn't know exactly where these people are, but he's getting his long range on with the DVL. And Gasm is currently just holding an angle, getting as much information as he can. Oh! Oh! They're exchanging shots. They are exchanging shots. Shots have been fired. The repositioning.
Grenades going out, repositioning, them both holding out, trying to figure out where the other competitor is. Very close grenade to Ontorius. It does look like Esgasm has his number about where that location is. Maybe not, because he's pushing away. He might not fully know and where to commit his aim at. One of the most dangerous aspects with so much cover in the underground, you just never know where the shots are going to come from.
No, that medium to long range MDR with the Voodoo M61 rounds. He can't risk the peak. He's gonna take some severe damage. His armor's gonna get shredded if he decides to go for the peak. But it looks like he's pre-painting up, getting ready to play. Gasm is backing up further. And Taurus is just trying to minimize his noise profile as much as possible. He wants this guy guessing where he is. But it looks like Gasm is not about to let him go. He's trying to get that long range angle.
Come on.
Ontorius is moving.
All right. Not bad. Let's rotate.
Looks like Gaz's wound reopened with a heavy bleed, so he is going to fall back a little bit, try to pick up and stop that bleeding, reposition. They have now switched spots where Ontorius is inside where he was actually fighting at Esgasm.
Good work. Cool.
All right, let's see everyone's just taking. Oh, Blank is engaging something, maybe a scav. I'm not too sure. He's once again being very careful. I notice every time Blank has. Yep, there you go. Every time Blank has gotten engaged with, even if it's a Scavro player, he treats them exactly the same. He's careful. He's holding his angles. He's approaching with the most cover, making himself a hard shot. It's very, very smart what he's doing. He's not letting his guard down for anything.
Now, he has gone the route of the 275 round drum mags, but he is only wearing, he also brought a Grizzly, so it is taking one of the 4-rounder slots. I don't know how I feel about that. I am a huge proponent of 40 rounder mags, going ahead and shooting at another scav, beating shotgun a little bit, making sure to clean up that kill. All good there. But yeah, I'm a huge proponent of 40 rounders. I don't feel you need these giant mags that destroy your ergo, that destroy the weight of your weapon. I don't know how you feel about that.
I usually try and go for the range of between 40, at least 30 to 40 ergo on my weapons, and because you've got to accommodate. The way I see it is you've got to accommodate both a suppressor and a drum mag, or a larger capacity magazine. I know ergonomics is usually one of the least pursued stats, but you have to remember the stat of ergonomics governs how stable the weapon is at your hip. If it's very low ergo, it's not going to be very stable to hip fire with. It governs ADS speed. Especially if you're backing up to hold an angle, that lower ergo is going to suck up your stamina. And if you spend too long aiming down sight with zero stamina, suddenly you're going to be very breathless. You're going to give away your position. It's a toss-up between the two. Personally, for me, though, I do like at least 30 ergo. Ideally 40 on my weapons. It's the best balance, in my opinion.
And I would have to agree with that. Once you start getting into those lower numbers, especially when you're trying to get certain tasks done, such as Silent Caliber or, you know, along those lines, and you're building those shotguns that have 0 ergo, technically negative in most cases, it does get to be a nightmare. But keeping it over that 40 mark is usually the best way to go.
Okay, looks like Gazm is moving his way back into the mall. Ontario is just holding for now. Blank is looking in the back of Goshen. And Walker is somewhere down in the garage. I can't quite tell. It's way too dark. I
Yeah,
can
we
tell
saw
you that
Walker
is on
kind of
interchange.
We hope he's still on interchange. Now, it is one of those situations I do want to call out. Walker did go over to Power Station and wait. I think he was expecting the competitor or whoever it was that he was fighting to push towards him. Maybe like once he realized it was a little bit safer to push towards Power to relocate and get that kill. So he just played it patient over there. But unfortunately, Ontorius was already on the other side of the map in another fight. Now, Ontorius is in the middle of the map up top, taking a look, trying to find any kind of kills. All of the competitors are trying to get anything going on right now. We do hear a scav shooting on Esgasms.
I am very, very surprised, to be honest with you. We literally saw Ontorius take a BP round to the back of the skull and survive. Not to mention Interchange is such a high danger, very dangerous map too. I'm very surprised we haven't at least had one death yet. But I mean, the way I see it is, the longer they're on the map, the more chance they have running into each other, and the more chance we get that juicy competitor battle.
That is very true. We are inside 10 minutes left in the competition and it's one of those interesting things because we hear so much all the time. People are like, "Oh, I don't wear helmets because helmets don't work." But we saw right there where the helmet literally tanked ricocheted a BP round. And you could tell that it caught Walker off guard because he fired the one bullet expecting that person to be dead. And when they weren't, he was very confused. Ontorius going ahead and picking up 2 scav kills over here up top.
And that's the thing regarding the helmets, visors as a whole. You know, a lot of people, when they say, the helmets don't work, visors aren't worth it, etc. Way too many people are running AP rounds. You're never wearing the helmet to be 100% secure. You're wearing it, you spent the money on it, or you found it, whatever. You're wearing it for that chance. The amount of times I've taken rounds to either the visor or the helmet, which would have usually killed me, but I got lucky, allowed me to bounce back, meta, back up, get the kills, get the loot, and back out. That's the difference between a lost raid, and I don't get anything from it, or a full raid where I get a very huge haul, player loot, etc. You're wearing it for that chance. And the possible best scenario just happened there. He even wasn't wearing the highest armor helmet. He wasn't wearing an alternate or a Reese T. What Torres was wearing an Exfil. And he managed to get the ricochet chance. You've always got to remember, you're never secure in this game, but you wear things for that increased chance. And Ontorius rolled that Yorkshire dice, and it rolled Yorkshire pudding.
And that's something that I think a lot of people forget about, and that is something that I am very glad that you pointed out there, was a lot of people feel that when they spend that much money on something, it should guarantee them a win in the terms of winning in Tarkov. But that's not what you're competing for. You are literally, that's why a hatcheter can make a lot of money. He doesn't have that percentage chance that you talked about, but he still does have a percentage chance where the more money you spend, it just increases that number. So I'm very glad that you brought that up because a lot of players don't understand that concept.
Absolutely. I think the worst thing to assume about Tarkov as a whole is ever just feeling like you're 100% safe and you're 100% protected. You're never, at all, in this game. You could be wearing the best stuff in the game. You could have G7s on. You're never safe. You're never safe. And it's important to understand that. And the moment you come to peace with that is the moment you don't mind spending the money. You don't mind making the money back from wearing these bigger armors and loadouts. But we are hearing the power was turned on, and I'm not sure if it was one of my competitors who turned it on, but the power is on, so we might start seeing some movement now. Oh, Ontorius is actually already in UMS. He's already checking it out, trying to find one of those valuable items. Did he find anything at all? No, it doesn't seem like he did. It seems like he unfortunately low-rolled on the loot table there, but he is up in Tech Light now. Mate, find a leftover GPU, anything like that?
Now, Claymore, have we seen any of the competitors actually check the lockers for gold chains? I seem to not recall anybody going towards those, clearing those lockers. We saw Blitzer Girl just yesterday pick up 3 gold chains from one set of lockers.
If they have, they either did it very quickly, they brushed over them, or they didn't at all. Or we were tuned out of the wrong screen. Those lockers, you know, especially surprising because those lockers have made their debut on social medias as of late. And, you know, the loot tables were updated for a lot of the maps, and those lockers were included. And I mean, people have found GP coins, chainlets, gold chains from there, like you said, rollers even. Like, if anybody has checked the lockers, we've either missed it or they brushed over it way too quickly.
Yeah, very true. So what I'm concerned about is we're at that 5-minute mark. So all of our competitors are going to be pushing towards extract very, very soon. But depending on the extract of choice, we may be seeing some extract fighting. I mean, we have Killis extract, we have backpack extract, plus whatever their primary extract is for coming into the map, which I believe would be Railroad, if I recall where they spawned at.
Absolutely, and especially with that 11 SR extract, that killer extract just below the ramp leading up to Kiba, that is a very, very common spawn for both moonshine and rare items, gold chains, rollers, bitcoins, etc. They're all very viable spawns, and they do spawn commonly there. You know, and the one thing I do at least when I go to that extract, I get all relaxed. I know it's not usually taken, but you have to keep an eye out now, because like I said, sub 5 minutes left, people are going to start making their moves towards extract. If they all decide to converge 11 SR, we're going to be seeing some huge battling right now.
And we see there Ontorius going ahead and picking up another scav kill. Now, the one thing I would say too is with the 11 SR, we are going to see the competitors really fight for that. But if you notice when Ontorius checked, there is no car extract at Power Station. Somebody has already sent that away. I don't know if it was Walker when he was over there or if another player on the map did it earlier.
I mean, that is extremely smart, cutting off someone's escape. And we did actually, thank you very much to Avius from the chat. We did actually get a confirmation that lockers were checked, and unfortunately there was just a chainlet. So, and unfortunately for our competitors, there wasn't anything there. Thank you for that, Avius. I appreciate that.
I need to get the fuck out.
Yep, unfortunately, just the poor man's gold chain, the chainlet. Looks like Walker is picking up some scavs out here on the road where we saw Ontorius earlier in the match, killing scavs. Lots of murder has happened on this, and somehow our competitors have managed to avoid one another this entire time, except for the few run-ins that we've seen. But like, since those early run-ins, they haven't been near each other, and it's kind of a mind-blowing to me right now. But we do have Blanks coming out over here on this idea side, I believe is where he's at.
Yeah, he's currently taking the no bag extract, which is one of the safer ones to take out. Ontorius has swiped 11 SR. Walker and Blank are, I think, going to be contending with each other over this extract. They are running in the same direction. Are they going to see each other? It looks like Blank right now, if he has a long-range weapon, he's going to be at the advantage. But Walker does have that voodoo. They're literally walking towards the same extract. Blank is hanging back, taking it a bit slower, maybe expecting. And Ontorius is now moving towards 11 SR. Let's see if he gets any of the moonshines or the rare items there.
Yeah, we'll keep posting on Ontorius, but Blank and Walker are both pushing very, very close to that extract. Blank will be coming under the bridge here in just a second. Walker is in the lead, though, which puts him at a little bit of a disadvantage. All Blank has to do is get across the road, but I don't think he's going to do it in time due to his stamina not being fully up and him running. But Walker is at the train depot, and Blank is just a little bit far behind. So we don't see a fight break out here like we were hoping for.
Yes, unfortunately, it looks like they were lagging behind a little bit. Not to mention, too... wait, is Walker...
Walker?
Is Walker... is he lingering? What's he doing?
Walker, stop getting my hopes up, man.
Oh, no, he's looking in that direction. He's looking in that direction. Walker, stop. There's no one there, I promise you. Don't look in that
Walker,
direction.
lay down.
Oh, no.
Lay down. You'll see him. Walker, lay down.
He's going pro.
Walker, lay... No!
Is everyone dead? How is no one else with us?
No, if you, no one's. Oh my god, this is just. This has been a tease. We've.
All Walker had to do realistically was lay down at that tire. He would have saw Blank making his way over the kill and been able to take the shots, but decided against it and just play the safe route. It is crazy how close every one of these competitors came to each other multiple times. Great showing by all of them.
What just happened? Okay, this is literally the first time this entire season that all 4 competitors survived the Chad run. How did that happen? Their whole mission here is to kill each other, and they didn't do it. They avoided each other. They had some run-ins, but nobody died. I'm blown away that everybody survived that raid with, man, a lot of points. We had 7 PMC kills in that raid, 7 PMCs, and none of the deaths were our competitors. What a freaking raid. Bunny, what are you thinking right now?
I'm just mind blown. So we did say and think that maybe the helmet ricocheted for Ontorius there with Walker, but I did see in chat somebody said that Walker might not have been zeroed, and I can't remember because we were so caught up in the moment if there was no, like, if there was ringing. I can't remember. But if he wasn't zeroed, it would have ended up being a chest shot into the slick, which would have been why Ontorius was saved there, and maybe what kind of called him off. I'm not sure. We can look back at the VODs over on their channels where you can follow everybody for free. But I felt like watching Ontorius that entire time was just great because he was always in trouble.
Claymore, any big thoughts on that raid?
I'm mad. We had so many close calls. We had so many run-ins. We got no kills, man. Like, all we had was scav kills, and we had a bit of looting, to be fair. I think Ontorius back there checked UMS, the Ultramedical Storage Room, but I'm speechless, especially on Interchange, which is such a highly PvP-oriented map where a lot of big squads go to. We saw all these PMCs killed, and there wasn't really any geared. It was mostly taskers or like loot runners and stuff like that. It was definitely a low roll on the PvP side, and we didn't even have killer to spice things up. It was a very weird one, and I guess because of it, all the competitors decided to pursue more safer ways to get points, killing scabs, checking loot spawns, I suppose.
Indeed, we did see a few items pulled out of that raid. Blank getting 3 Tetrises. That was a big score for him. Very weird Chad run indeed, but kind of cool to see it turn out that way. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick commercial break before we get into our last 2 raids of the day. I do want to take a second to advise everybody to go check out the website. Again, follow us on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and check out the calendar on the website for upcoming events, and Duo's applications are open currently. So please stick with us. We will be back in just a few minutes, and we'll get to our 2 final challenges. Welcome back, everyone, to the EU Solo Battle Semifinals Season 5. We are right in the middle here, about to get into our last two challenges. Real quick, if you're just joining us, exclamation point rules in the Discord will give you an overview of all of our challenges today, and you can see the current score bracket that we have. And speaking of, after our third raid today, the Interchange Chad run, we have Blank coming out on top with 70 points, followed fairly closely by Ontorius, and then Walker with 53, and Askasm with 39. Still very much in contention, but Askasm falling behind just a little bit in that last raid, primarily because Blank brought in 36 points in that raid. The 3 Tetrises, 4 PMC kills with tags, and 13 scav kills got him 36 points in that raid, propelling him up into a solid lead. It is still anybody's game at this point, but we are beginning to see a little bit of spread in the scoreboard for the first time today. And now we are going to go ahead and lead into our next challenge. Claymore, will you please take us into the Die Hard delivery?
Absolutely. And with pleasure, because Shoreline is my favorite map. For those of you in chat who are new to this is Shoreline Die Hard Delivery. The general premise of this challenge is every competitor will load up with car batteries. They will go to predetermined points on the map where there are cars, lorries, trucks, etc. And they have to get these items planted next to them. And then they have a choice. Do they get out now, pursue the bonus extract points, or do they stay on and potentially farm more points from killing scavs, fellow competitors, or other enemy PMCs? It's completely up in the air. There's a very, very critical choice to make in this one. Before, it was kind of clear in the other challenges what the points would be, but now it's a toss-up between whether or not you want to try and pursue the extra points from extracting first, or be one of the first players to do so at least, or stay on the map and get points. Either way, there are some big decisions to be made here, and like you said, Spectre, that point spread may well get wider depending on which decisions are made. Obviously, rules for the loadout, any weapon and armor, they have to wear a Pilgrim, that big old blueberry with the 2 car batteries. They have to wear the 2 stims, 2 grenades max, not allowed any thermals, GRs, MK18s, not allowed to run through the map either. In terms of the predetermined points on the map I was talking about, you're talking for the UN truck behind the admin building, the ambulance just underneath the sky bridge in the resort's courtyard, the car near the bridge at the power station, the green truck at the gas station crossroads. Once again, sticking strong to the other previous point themes. We've got scav/guard kills, or Sanitar guard kills, coming in at 1 point. PMC kills with the tag and without the tag, ranging from 1 to 3. Sanitar himself, the popper, 5 points there. And each battery placed is 4 points each. So the objectives here are going to be one of the bigger focuses here, naturally. And as I was talking about earlier, the bonus extraction points, as you can see just below, 10. That's double the previous extraction bonuses, 10 for the first person to extract from the raid. 6 for the second, 3 for the third, and 1 for the last. So even in second place, you're still technically earning a little bit more points for extracting than the previous objectives and challenges. Now, I don't know if Walker is going to do the exact same thing he did here in the previous round, which was get everything planted, run out. He did do that. He secured the first place extraction, and they were big points. But then we saw some people lingering around, and they didn't quite earn as many points as they may have thought. They rolled low on the scavs, for example. It really is going to be a toss-up. Best case scenario, in my opinion, everybody goes for the first extraction bonus. Everybody fights each other. We need a fight. We need a PMC v PMC fight right now. I want to see blood.
Mm-hmm. Very true. I mean, it's been one of those situations too where like the competitors are, we've seen them get into so many fights, but nobody's killing each other. It's blowing my mind right now.
I want to say, personally, because we are in the semifinals, people are playing a lot more cautious to try and get those secured points. I think. I don't know. It might just be pure good luck for them, bad luck for us, the audience, to not see any of these PMCs really properly duke it out. We've seen these engagements where they backed up immediately. I think people are right now being a lot more aware of their place in the semifinals, and maybe to a degree that might be working against them. Maybe they're actually being too aware, they're forfeiting potential points, and they're playing it too safe. Regardless of that, we're still seeing a decent point spread.
Yeah.
Streamer, mic muted in chat. Streamer.
Sorry, technical difficulties. I do want to point out real quick that that last raid by Blank on the Chad run was the most points scored in the Chad run. Again, 36 points. Huge raid for him. Really set him up for a strong lead here. The most PMC kills, the most scav kills, and the most bonus items in that raid. He absolutely destroyed that raid. So we are starting to see that point separation, and like you said, Claymore, they're being a little more careful this time around. They're aware of the fact that the top two competitors here are going on to the championship. There's cash on the line here for those competitors, so they are staying focused. They're staying in the game. They're not being willy-nilly, and I can really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Now, I do want to point out, though, even though the scores are kind of spreading a little bit, they're not spread enough like we've seen in the past competitions throughout all of EU here. These are still extremely close scores, and with 2 rounds with a lot of points left in it, I can't put my money on any one person because that can change so quickly. I mean, you're talking about like 10 points between first and second, 7 between second and third right now. Like, and even Escasm like isn't far behind. I mean, sitting at what, 14 points behind third. And remember, the top 2 are moving on. So it is still anyone's game. All of these competitors still have a shot at that championship round.
It is anyone's game. It is anyone's game to get into the championship. And we talked about how stacked this bracket is for our first semifinals. The second semifinals group as well, full of some really, really strong competitors. If you look there and you see what Blitzer Girl put up on the scoreboard yesterday, 145 points. That is by far the most out of both regions in the solo season 5. 145 points. So the championship is shaping up to be quite the competition. Now we are going to go ahead and get into raid with our competitors here.
All right, we're going to hop in with Escasm while we take a look at all of our competitors, seeing where they spawn and where they need to spread out from. Unfortunately, this is a tough one. I mean, they all spawned over here at the Customs Road Extract, and now they have to try to spread out. Looks like we have some heading down the shoreline over towards Blue Fence, like heading southwards, Ontorius is. This has been Ontorius' strategy in all of the maps I've noticed. He sticks to the outside wall and pushes away from his competitors in like the widest berth possible.
It has been his usual go-to strat, and to be fair to him, it has, for the most part, really worked in his favor. I know I've seen similar plays from Walker, but Blank and Escapegasm, they're definitely going more towards the center of the maps. They're going straight for the high traffic areas, whereas Ontorius and Walker have decided to opt in for a bit of a wider route, which I do really like because, you know, at the end of the day, one thing we watch these competitors for, obviously, they're all vetted by Evasion. We all know they're great people, great content creators. But we also love seeing the variations of playstyles between each of them. It's nice to see a spread almost in the types of playstyles people go through. And with a little bit of luck, you know, we might see some fighting.
Very true. Now, it does look like, I wonder if Ontorius is just going to sit back here. Remember, they have 4 locations that they can drop these 2 batteries off at. And it looks like Ontorius is going to stay towards the shore, maybe drop the one at the car, or at the truck on the main road here, and then push up to the one at the car by power station. The raid has been declared hot, so these competitors are able to go ahead and light each other up if they do see each other.
And Walker has a wonderful view right now. He's looking out on the mountains. He's seeing the view. He's soaking it in.
Oh, great. I forgot my pills.
There we go. We're moving out the bush now. But yeah, we're looking at a lot of currently a lot of the outdoors area currently. No one's moved up to the resort just yet, which obviously isn't a location you really want to go to when you're playing it safe. But there are a couple of trucks up there. You might want to move up and put those car batteries down. Walker taking it a bit slowly. Looks like he may have either seen or heard someone. I'm not too sure. And Ontorius once again is sticking to the edge of the map. But what I want to see right now is Blank is moving over towards Ambush Rocks overlooking Pier, and Ontorius is a bit of a jog. But if they keep staying on the same route, Ontorius might see Blank first.
Interesting that you say that, because Blake just pulled out on Taurus's favorite weapon, a DVL from his back to try to take those long-range shots. He's going to be using that mutant for up close. Now, interesting build that Blank had on his mutant. It's not one of the ones that I normally see. I think it's like the secondary like meta build for it, without the carbon fiber hand grip. But interesting choice there. It looks like Walker's going to go ahead and find somebody to take shots at. Dropping it.
Puts him down.
Well, that was right over by where we just saw Blank, over towards the ambush rock, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
This is it's so hard to tell for the trees. This isn't far from ambush. This is I think a little ways between HEP, the hydroelectric power station, down towards ambush rock. So Blank, if he had the impacts, he might want to be looking over that way right now.
Well, it does look like Blink's already went across the water, is over behind gas station, making his way. He might have heard that fighting. Taking a look, just using the wall, does not seem so, because he doesn't seem too concerned, but keeping that wall between him.
Absolutely. Looks like Blank is moving up now. Walker still has held a position close-ish to the power station. I'm not too sure if he can hear much with the audio of that river. But, oh, we got another body here as well. And Alton? Hello? What happened to you, sir? Yeah, I'm not, I mean, he took the tag. Did Walker get that as we swapped away from the screen? I can't tell, but, I mean, it looks like he, there's no reason to pick up the tag otherwise. Did Walker secure 2 kills on some very geared players there?
Quite possibly. We see Escasm going ahead and getting his battery down, dropping some kills. We got Blanks taking a shot at Sniper Scav, using the DVL to do so. Not dropping him with a headshot with the first one because of the bullet drop. But it looks like Escasm may have already dropped both car batteries. Now he is looking for 3 kills. I believe he picked up 2 while in the resort, needing 1 more. And then he can just get out and secure those 10 points. That is a lot of bonus points on the map if that is exactly what happens.
I'd rather do ambulance.
Absolutely, and we did just get confirmation. Walker did kill that Alton gamer right after he shot the first guy. He just took out 2 extremely dangerous, extremely geared PMCs and has secured the tags. That's already 6 points there locked away. But the only issue is with this is that he hasn't been able to get to the trucks, the quest locations, nearly as quickly as I'm sure he would have liked. And now he's going to try and think about it. He might start thinking about rushing over there, maybe running into a competitor. We don't know. But either way, congratulations on those kills. They were very, very good.
Very, very nice. But we go ahead and see Escasm getting another scav kill. I believe he picked up that skill. If not, he's going to chase it. Does not look like Rock Passage is open. But if both car batteries are down for him and he did get that scav kill, that allows him to go ahead and leave the map with the 3 kills and the car batteries down. So now we see he looks like he is running. He looks like he may be taking off for the chance at the 10 points for the first place and getting out. Remember, this is a race. So these competitors want to get those car batteries down. They want to get the 3 kills, whether it's on PMCs or scavs, and they want to get out and be the first one out, because 10 points is nothing to scoff at.
That would have been nice.
Kind of big.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, it's going to be a critical decision here. Do people want to try and forfeit that extraction bonus for the potential of getting all those scav kill points, those PMC points otherwise, or are they going to try and rush out straight away?
Look at this, Claymore. Blake's got the shot on Walker, but it does not look like it connected. He's going to go ahead and push away. Walker's going to use the blue fence as cover, keep running. Blanks is taking multiple shots. Oh, this could get spicy here, Claymore.
It looks like Blank is misses 2 shots, but Walker is still very much aware right now. Walker is.
From reserve too right, dude.
Oh!
Someone's camping it from up top.
The crunch. The crunch.
You can hear Walker talking to his battle mods or his chat stating, hey, somebody is camping up top. That is very dangerous. I don't know if I want to push this now. Now he has a decision to make. Does he go ahead and try to put that car battery there, or does he push towards the shortcut over on Main Road by the dock and say, let me drop my battery there? Still needs 1 more kill, I believe, to be able to extract after dropping the second car battery.
Yeah, we're good.
And it looks like Blank isn't letting up. He wants it. He's on Walker's trail right now. He knows it's a competitor. He's seen the Pilgrim backpack. He knows he can't really let that person go. He has to try and put his competitors at a disadvantage somehow. But it looks like Walker is. Yeah, it looks like Walker is hearing him. I'm not sure if there's a little bit of a delay right now, but it looks like Walker is nading.
Walker kills Artorias! He hurt Artorias!
With the pristine nade placement. What an absolutely fantastic nade by Walker there. Ontorius, the Yorkshireman, going down, unfortunately, shedding a few tears. Oh, also we've got more engagement right now as well between the competitors. Oh, wait, who?
And
what
he's
are you wiggling
discoing
at?
it out.
Oh, yep.
Can I see?
He
Okay,
thought
right,
Artorias was still alive because the body was dancing. Poor Artorias' body's having some convulsions after being absolutely devastated by Walker's grenade, but that leaves Blank still pushing. Blanks may try to get the high ground over here and get shots onto Walker because, you know, I think Walker thought that was who was shooting at him from up top and does not realize that Blanks was the one taking those shots.
I wouldn't have brought grenades if you didn't.
I think that nade was just right so close to it that the shockwaves were still rocking through Ontorius' body, unfortunately. It looked like he was not staying still there, but Blank, I'm not too sure what he's doing right now. He's just kind of patrolling around the middle of the map. He's trying to get some more information, I think, but Walker still has not placed his batteries yet. I'm not sure if Blank's placed his any batteries yet. Okay, he's placed at least one. I saw the back for a split second there.
Interesting
we got
pathing that
Gasm
Blinks
over
has
here
decided
up
to
the
take
Shoreline.
because he is moving away from where Walker actually is, maybe thinking that he's moving towards extract. Now, one thing I do want to point out real quick is we heard Walker specifically state to his battle mod, I would not have brought grenades if you had not reminded me. The battle mods are the point of contacts for all of these competitors, and once again, I want to give a huge shout out to them because they give their free time to help make this the greatest show that we can put on for all of you. So much love for those battle mods in the chat. Go ahead and get them some love.
Where's our extract?
All right, looks like Gasm is moving over the tunnel right now. If I'm not mistaken, if Gasm extracts right now, I'm not too sure about Walk where he is currently, but does that mean Gasm's going to be securing the 10-point bonus if he gets out now, or do we get one of the competitors sneaking out whilst we weren't looking?
Man,
Yeah, I believe you are correct. Gasm is going to be the one getting the 10 points here. If he gets out, hopefully he can pick up maybe a scav kill here also right at the end. That scav was taking a run, went around to the fire truck, so he lost eye, so I don't believe he got the shot. But that does secure him the 10 bonus points for being the first one out. Now, what our other two competitors, except for Walker, Walker does realize this. Walker will at least get 3rd place. Oh, picking up a shot through that window there. That was clean.
That was a very nice angle. I think it was a scav. I think I saw a shotgun there, but if that was a player, I'd be very upset right now.
To the back of the truck, right?
All right, he's placing his first car battery in. Finally, he's got a car battery down. I bet he's feeling a bit of relief right now, but
15 minutes.
once again, he's still going to be on the map for a little bit longer, and it looks like Blank is nowhere near him currently. It looks like Blank is moving towards...
Right.
I can't quite see it. Maybe RTC just down the road. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, down the road. He's going to try and pick up some scav kills at the extract.
Now,
And
interesting
Walker
thing
is
to note
taking it
is
slow.
he's on the wrong side of the map, Claymore. Blank is on the side that they spawned on, and he has to go to the entire other side of the map to get the bonus point. So I don't think he's trying to race out of here. I think he's just trying to get as many kills as he can.
I think so too, yeah. I think he's aware of the time spent on the map. I think he's more or less become comfortable with the fact he's not going to be able to secure one of those juicy first and second place extraction bonuses. So, like I said before this, he's made the decision to linger on the map. He's going to be trying to make back the extraction points at least with scav kills. And at the end of the day, extracting is still a point. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but we've literally seen this competition come down to those single 1 to 2 point spreads. So regardless of that, getting those points is smart. I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing more interactions between him and Walker. We're going to have to see, because he's not that far from Power Station. He may have heard some impacts. He may have heard something.
It's quite possible that he did, but both of these competitors do need to move to the other side. Walker has gone ahead and got his second battery down. Now it's his choice. Does he want to leave? He at least should know that he will get third place at minimum because of taking out Ontorius, who will not get a placement now. So the question is, does Blank double time it, or do they just kind of keep holding this slow and steady pace?
It really is a toss-up. I don't know what to expect here. I don't know if... Because both competitors might be thinking the same thing. I'm not extracted so far. I'm probably not going to get the first or second place extraction. Why don't I just stay on the map, go around some scav spawns, and just try and make back the points? They maybe figured the same thing. Maybe Walkers realized that too. But like you said, they have the same extract. They may well be heading there themselves. It looks like Walker is cresting the hill overlooking the villas now. It's a little hard to tell. Yeah, okay, he's cresting over there. He's near the road. And Blank is still pretty much on the other side of the map. He's very far from him.
Mm-hmm. I believe Link is just trying to find any scavs that may have spawned in later after they had already left this area. Walker is pushing over towards that wide open field. Very dangerous spot to be in. He does know that there was at least a sniper up. I think he thinks that Ontorius was the one that was shooting at him, not realizing that it was Blank and there is still another DVL up on the map. He's going to go ahead and up to bus station here and try to find a scav or two to pick up for a few extra points. But it does look like these last two competitors with less than 12 minutes left on the map are just going to use the entire time to pick up as many kills as possible.
All right, and we're looking at, with the route Walker's taken, he's on his way to extract, but he's trying to hit as many scav spawns as possible. I think he's heading over now to the scav truck. There's usually a couple scavs spawning over there. He's pre-paying, being very smart about it. He knows he's crossing a very dangerous area. It's open. He wants to make sure he doesn't start limping because of a blacked out leg. And Blank hasn't crossed the river yet. He hasn't crossed the bridge yet, sorry, to the other side of the map. He's still lingering. He's still trying to find and pick up those last few scav kills. And I would almost wish that these guys meet each other at the extract. I almost wish. But on the flip side, it would be really upsetting to see all these scav kills and all these kills and all the forfeited points really ultimately lead to a death. But I need PvP, Bunny. I need it in my life.
I do too. I want the PvP. Now, the highest Shoreline score so far in EU was 30 by Blitzer Girl yesterday, absolutely putting up an outstanding showing. So I'm interested to see if any of our competitors are going to put up close to that number, because this is a difficult one to put up a lot of points on. It's a good solid amount of points where you can understand, hey, this is what I should expect from it. But her putting up that many was really, really good. We've got Walker going ahead and trying to find something. It looks like Blank is over there on the shore. I mean, over there on the pier, picking up a scav, maybe looking for Sanitar, trying to get those bonus points from that kill. That was what I was going to ask you, Claymore. If you think that you were behind here, do you push to these Sanitar spawn locations to try to pick up a few extra points? Do you take that risk?
I think hitting the result late, whilst it's not totally risk-free, it does lean towards, a lot of players tend to rush the resort, either the PvP or the rooms, and then they get out, especially if they find something valuable like a LEDX or a GPU, or maybe even a red, who knows. But I think by this point, if they are checking the scav spawns, it is smart of them to check the Sanitar spawns. At the end of the day, you have to remember one thing, especially if you're in the mind that you're the last to extract to get that 1 point. Sanitar is 5 points, and his guards, whilst they're still 1 point each, he has 2 guards. It's a guarantee of 7 points you can secure there. So I'm surprised no one has decided to go up to the resort. Once again, they're all playing very carefully. They're avoiding purposely the more higher traffic areas. But I personally, I think if I was
Walker's getting shot.
wh-
He took 2 shots to the stomach. He's running across sniper field, making a very bold choice. I never suggest doing what he just did. It might be scavs coming from. Oh, it's a PMC. He finds him in the open field. It's 2. He's getting another one. Come on, Walker. You've got this. Aim a little bit, just a little bit down.
That nobody checked and nobody came to. I was just
Right, Walker has got 1 kill. I think he landed a few shots on that second guy. They are aggressive. They were pushing him. Puts him down. I think that was a killing blow. I couldn't quite see it.
Oh, no, grenade
Oh,
coming
he's
in on
nading?
Walker. There's still at least 1 more up, and the grenade gets him, and he goes down.
GG's.
The 2-man rocking it up, and he still managed to secure the points. He still managed to secure them, but unfortunately that nade was just a little too good. I almost could say that the nade that he threw came back to haunt him earlier. Looks like Ontorius got a bit of revenge from the grave there with the nade kill and the nade death, but a absolutely cracking effort from Walker there. He was caught in a bad place. He was caught in a really down area for him, but he still managed to secure at least 1 kill, goes down fighting with some points.
Very interesting strat here that we are taking a look while we tune into Blink. He has 3 AK drum mags, 1 in his gamma container, and then 2 more on him. Going ahead and reloading that 1 into his gun. Now he will be pushing towards that fight location that did just break out. It was kind of... I believe Walker thought he had heard or saw people over there, and that's why he was taking the wide berth. But going across that field is always dangerous in the way that he decided to run it. And unfortunately, they just happened to catch him, and he got, yeah, I mean, sniper field / killing field, it is very dangerous to be in there. And I never suggest running through that unless you are in dire need. But Blank is making his way there, Claymore.
Yeah, I mean, you go through the map and not a lot happens. Even the best of us in this game tend to get a little relaxed, and sometimes you let your guard down a little bit. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure what Walker's plan was there. Maybe he was going to try straight send it over. Maybe he was going to try and go take a more direct route, seeing 2 people run away, and they got unlucky with the 2-man coming back right to meet him. But it looks like Blank right now is looking out towards the villa. Now, you have to remember in mind, this fight only happened recently. That guy who killed Walker is probably in the middle of dropping his buddy's insured gear right now. Blank may be able to secure the PMC kill here, provided that he manages to get a longer range berth and that PMC is still around in the area.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate because I did think that Walker had dropped 2 of them. There may have been a 3rd man. It's hard to tell in that situation. But it was an unfortunate grenade that came in, and with Blanks making his move to the right here, I believe he actually heard a shot, if I'm not mistaken. I think I heard one on his screen, and that's why he's playing this a little bit cautious. He's trying to get eyes on where he thinks that shot was and making a move. We'll see if he switches to his DVL to try to get range out there. Going ahead and hopping up on this rock.
Popping off. Is there more PMCs in that area? I'm hearing nades go off, Bunny.
There definitely could be. Maybe it was actually 2 separate teams that were already over there in a fight that Walker happened to stumble upon, and he just ended up getting sandwiched by them. It's hard to say, but Blank is 100% aware that something is happening over there, and he's just trying to get eyes and positioning on this. I'm very worried right now.
Especially because that PMC, he's got Walker's loadout. He's got those big armor-piercing rounds. It doesn't matter. Blank's got this armor right now. He's still very much in danger. But now he's got a very clear line of sight towards the truck, the tractor in the middle of the field. But he's opting for a bit of a wider route. He's got to be so careful here because that guy hears him on his way to extract. Blank's going to be in another rough spot, much like Walker.
And the other thing that we don't know is if those folks had spawned on the same side as them and are pushing towards this extract also, or if they had just been taking their time looting up through the entire village and the cottages and just happened to run into Walker when he was making his way over there. It's a very difficult choice, and it's something that competitors have to think about and players have to think about every single time. It's like, okay, where did these guys spawn? You know what I mean? Blanks obviously has no idea about these other folks, but he has to be aware that they are around, especially hearing those grenades and shots.
We're just gonna go over there, I think.
And I'm not too sure what Blank's plan is
Risky.
currently. Is he moving
Desmond
over to the
Watson
Scav Island?
but
Yeah, he's moving over to the Scav Island. This is an interesting play.
there's a scav over there because I just heard him spawn
He's
in.
trying to find a Scav, right? Okay, he's trying to find a Scav who
Oh,
won't
so
back into
do.
cover, and he wants to try and get that extra point. That's fair enough, I suppose. But I'm just hoping now that PMC who killed Walker and who lost his teammate isn't going to be looking over here right now, because I don't know about you, Bunny, but every time I see someone over on the Scav Island and they run over, they're an easy target for me. They die.
That's not me.
Exactly. This is an extremely dangerous push. We do have a quest that forces us to come out here, and it's usually better to do it with a friend because you can get stuck on this island being shot at from range, and you will have a very difficult time finding the person shooting at you. He is trying to find whoever is inside. It looks like there might be a scav shooting at him through that little slit. Broke his arm. He's in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to go ahead and CMS kid. Did he lose the arm? Am I just blind? My
I think
face
he
is
lost
covering
the arm
what I
and
see.
fractured it.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the same issue earlier as well. Yeah.
I had to move that.
The issue here now is that Scav's made
Oh,
noise, and that's a very distinct place for shots to come from. That PMC, as much as he might have a full bag of loot on him, if he's smart, he'll understand that he does, no matter where he sits, he's got the superior position. Blank is exposing himself to the right-hand side here, opting in for using the DVL as opposed to try and get them down quick with the... There's another shot there. These are 3 points he secured, absolutely, but let's just hope now that PMC who killed Walker is extracted. He's not about to take out another one of our competitors. We're going to see some upsetting here otherwise.
Very true. Now, what my concern was, and my thought process was, did he not have enough kills to extract? Because remember, they do need 3 kills, but I'm pretty sure that he had killed enough. I may be wrong. We'll get clarification on that, and that might have been the reason. We did see that with Blitzer Girl yesterday, specifically, where she went to Scav Island because she needed 1 kill, and there were no scavs at Scav Island for her, so she had to come back across, made the same exact play, very dangerous, but it worked out in her favor because she was able to find Red 7 on her way for 1 more kill to get that extract. Going ahead and picking up a scav here and pushing towards. Let's see if he gets into trouble at extract or if he is okay.
You know, look at those scav kills as well, what Blank's got. That was his 28th scav kill in the competition.
2 minutes.
I mean, as much as there hasn't been a lot of PvP currently, you know, Blank has been... Oh! Okay, that's a scav. I swear to God, I thought that was the guy. I swear, I thought it was happening, but I think we're good now. But Blank has picked up a lot of scav kills. That's a 29th scav kill currently. That's already nearly 30 points of his score. That's a third of his point spread. All 2 AI kills. As much as not a lot has happened. He is getting as many of his scavs as possible, but he has to be aware of the time. He's got 1:30 left.
Very true. You heard his battle mod telling him 2 minutes a moment ago, trying to just pick up as many points as possible. Going to go ahead and looks like finally going to call it and say, yep, time to get out and have a good day. Not realizing that he is picking up the 2nd place with this extract because the other 2 competitors were killed. So he is getting a lot more points than he realizes. And yeah, hopefully seeing where that jumps him up to placement.
Oh shit.
I mean, that was a huge raid for Blank there. An absolutely huge raid.
Really, really good decision, as it turns out, for him to stay so long in the raid. We're still getting the final points tallied up, but he is definitely our highest scorer from that raid, even without getting the #1 extract points, which is a 4-point spread from where he arrived. He still came out on top of all of the other competitors. So GG's to Blank, making the decision to stay in raid, farm those scav kills, and come out on top here. That's going to continue to put him in a really good position. So we didn't see the culmination of that third party there. We kind of missed out on that fight. We're hoping for the revenge from the competitors for that kill, but here we are with our score update. Blank at 94 points. Walker beginning to trail behind ever so slightly with 75. Ontorius at 64. And Esgasm with 60 points. Still one of the closest competitions we've had this whole season with our solo battles. Only 34 points between the trail and the lead. Oh, with another addition, they finally got the placement points added in there. So Blank with an even 100 points. Very, very nice. With still one raid to go, Blank in the triple digits already. Outstanding performance by Blank. Still a 40-point gap here between our first and fourth place position. That is a very, very close competition based on what we've seen previously. How are you feeling about this right now, Bunny? We're close here going into our final raid.
Yeah, we're extremely close going into our final raid. And you cannot count Untitled or Esgasm out with, like we saw yesterday on reserve. The top two were taken out, you know, very early sometimes in these matches. And if that happens, it opens the door for Ontorius and Esgasm to go ahead and get, you know, that second place. I think they'll have a little difficult catching Blank unless Blank is taken out extremely early on this map, but it's the top two moving on. It is still anyone's match to go ahead and grab that second place spot. Blank and Walker just need to play smart, play safe, and they will be moving on, but it's still anyone's game.
It is. It's open for anyone. Again, our top two competitors are moving on to the championship. We're looking at Esgasm and Walker. From our fourth to our second place position is only a 15-point spread. That can very, very easily be made up in this final raid. There are a lot of potential points in this final raid here. So we could very easily see a flip on the scoreboard right now. Blank is feeling pretty secure, I would imagine, right now with 100 points on the board, but he can't let his guard down. He has to stay focused on this final raid. We tend to see some really interesting gameplay in this final raid. It's the last chance to put points on the board. It's a spicy map anyway. We have a lot of things that can go wrong here. We have a lot of things that can go right for our competitors here. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out. Claymore, if you are Blank going into this with 100 points on the board, what's your strategy going to be to try and maintain that lead and solidify your first place position here?
With reserve, anything can happen. And the one reason why I think I like reserve just behind Shoreline is the fact that it can range from building combat, you're indoors, you're bouncing between doorways, you're trying to get these pre-fire kills, or you're going to be taking long-range shots from somewhere you just don't know where. If I was Blank here, I would probably do the safest thing, the smartest thing, and try and stick to as many buildings as possible, try and keep himself protected from those long-range shots, because there are a lot of snipers on reserve. People are in their towers, or up on the cliffs, just below dome. They're on the rooftops as well. And not to mention, too, with one of the objectives in particular, they're going to be making themselves exposed. They're going to be making their positions aware to not just their competitors, but to everybody else on the map, too. This is a very, very high risk, a very dangerous challenge. But if Blank plays it smart, he plays to his strengths, he sticks to his CQB, he stays into as much cover as possible, transitioning between buildings, and he just keeps cool, keeps calm, plays like how he's been playing all the tournament. I think we might be seeing a strong first place finish here.
All right. Unfluffy Bunny, would you please take us into Bombs Over Reserve?
Yeah, Bombs Over Reserve is one of my absolute favorite competitions that we have. This was a very unique one when we were designing the competition. And my favorite thing about it is the fact that we force the competitors to move from one side of reserve to the other. They cannot just get comfortable in any one location. They can't bunker down. They really, really have to move and have some map knowledge about the safest way to get around, because they are going to be going up on the roofs. They are going to be going down into the underground, and it is all spicy wherever you go on this map. We've seen so much competition coming in, especially in those underground fights. And we saw it yesterday with our competitors, where map knowledge and understanding the rotations that can happen really plays out. And it, like, for me, it's one of those, this is one of those maps that you either love or hate. and you can usually tell by the way people play it if they love or hate it. But let's look exactly at what they will be doing on these maps. The PMCs are tasked with placing a TP-200 TNT brick in the control room of the underground bunker and marking the listed 5 rooftops with smoke. You must be on the rooftop you are placing the smoke grenade on, so you can't throw it from the ground or anything like that. You do have to walk out on the roof to throw it down. Loadouts, any weapons, the armors or the Zabrello, the Thor carrier, an Alton or Riz T helmet, any rig and backpack, 2 stems, 2 grenades max, but they do need to bring 5 smoke grenades plus 2 TP-200s. No GLs, MK-18s, Reapers, T7s, run-throughs, the same as always. Smoke locations are going to be Black Pawn, White Pawn, King High Roof, White Knight High Roof, Rook by Dead Scav. TP location is in that control room of the underground bunker. Points will break down as Scav, Raider, Guard kill, +1, PMC kill no tag, +1, PMC kill with tag, +3, task points 2 each, Glue Heart kill, +5, Extraction, +5, but my favorite caveat, as always on reserve here at Evasion, extract bonus points. So if they go over and flip the switch and make it to extract using the hermetic bunker door, they will get double those extract points. Always a good time over there. Claymore, what do you think about that? Do you like that?
Just before I answer, I just want to clarify, because we had actually someone asking chat in the previous bracket a very smart question. If someone else was to open the extract, flip the switch and then run over there, can one of our competitors extract without pressing the button and get the extract bonus? The answer is no. They have to personally be the ones to flip the switch and run over there. They cannot secure the points by mooching off another person playing turning the switch on. As far as the actual extract bonus goes, I think that this is something that has to be done at a very smart time. It's either too early and PMCs are going to be looking at it, or it's going to be too late and Scav players are going to be looking at it. Now, we all know Scav players like to get a bit cheeky around hermetic extract once the button's been pressed. So it's going to be an probably one of the most riskiest things to try and pursue in this competition so far. But if they do it, that's 10 points secured. And right now, every point matters. This is the last-ditch attempt for all of our competitors to try and get as much as they can to try and secure either that second or that first place kill. That's a first place position, sorry. Let's see what happens.
Very true. And we're going to go ahead and jump in with Blank while we take a look at all of our competitors, where they're spawning at. Over in that truck storage area, they're going to go ahead and break away from that over there by the bunkers already. Looks like we have Xgasm moving into the K buildings, Walker pushing out to the left, forcing Blanks to go forward towards that school building. Ontorius just having a leisurely stroll straight across, going ahead and heading over to those King buildings, I believe is where it looks like he might be, or the Queen building. Looks like that's where he's headed. Yep, going to go ahead and go up to that roof, get into position as we wait for the raid to go hot. Walker trying to get eyes already. Look at that. And the raid, I believe, is now hot. So Walker is looking for a kill early, trying to secure his spot.
Now, I'm honestly clenching with some of these routes that our competitors are taking. Gazem went to the train station. Ontorius is walking down the road. Blank toward one of the rooftops. I think Walker's has got the best bet here, just purely because, the spawns in reserve, they can be a bit clustered together.
Sure.
There are cases literally where you walk forward 10 steps, look to the left or right, and you can see another player. I'm I'm nervous because right now everybody is pretty much pushing these really high popular traffic areas. And I mean, Ontorius is planning on moving to the tunnels. He's going to try and get that I believe it's the TNT planted, trying to get the most dangerous area done.
Oh!
Walker takes a shot to the head, bounces a shot off his Reese T.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we saw Ontorius over there on top of the King building dropping his first smoke, but we do believe that Blank had eyes on him. He knew he was there, lined him up, but could not get the shot. He is now trying to clear it, close that door, throw his smoke grenade. Walker is in a precarious situation, though, taking a headshot from that far spawn, it looked like. And now Blank is trying to open the door and get back in. Ontorius killing some scavs down low, going ahead and try to get that TP-200 down. I don't know if he got it down. I did not see, because there is action all over this map right now.
I mean, once again, going back to what we were talking about earlier in exchange, helmets save lives, and Walker definitely just got saved. It
If he
looks
gets
like
first,
Walker
he's
is
fucked AP20, right?
listening right now to someone maybe coming up on him. He may have. He mentioned AP20. He mentioned a shotgun. Is there a shotgunner currently pursuing him?
Yeah, I guess that's probably the point, right?
Could possibly be so, but it does look like Escasm is going to go ahead and throw one down over there on top of the train by the dead scav, knocking out an objective. He is the furthest away from all of this action, where our other three competitors are extremely close to each other. We could see them get into it at any moment because they are
Yeah, that's
literally
what I
just
was thinking,
running
but I was the one
around
who went
in the
this way. I
same
know
general
100%
vicinity.
Who's over there is not a competitor.
The last time I
Yeah, it's
was
just
hosting
myself
the
and
brackets
random
too,
someone
we
that
saw.
the competitors
I think it
and
was
stuff,
either
so I was
Walker
thinking,
and one of the other competitors constantly
oh,
swap
maybe
places.
it's
That
worth
one was
going
up, one was
back.
down, then they were moving close to
Maybe
each
you
other.
guys
Then the
go
other
this
person was
way,
up and they were down.
and I can slip around.
Not to mention
I
too
think
that
Ontorius and Blank are near each other. I'm sorry to cut you off there, but I think they're super close to each other. Ontorius going ahead and getting a kill. Is that a guard? Or was that a regular
looked
scav?
like a. I couldn't tell. That looked like a geared guard, didn't it? Like it looked like he had a big armor and a helmet on. I'm not too sure. It looks like Blank, regardless of whether or not he ran into a guard or not, is going to try and get his smoke planted. Yep, he's working on it right now. Oh, I'm hearing
Shots
suppressed
underneath. That's Ontorius.
Oh, oh.
Ontorius takes a headshot. I do
I
believe
think
that
that-
these are guards.
Glucar's here!
Yeah.
Glucar's here, bunny!
For the stone.
Oh, we get the PvP that you wanted, even if it's PvE, because Ontorius is right below Blanks. Blanks doesn't realize that, but he does know somebody is down there. These competitors could be fighting each other as well as Gluhar at the same time. It is about to get crazy.
We've seen helmets save two of our competitors this time. Blank is currently now up, swap positions with Ontorius, taking out these scav kills.
Onto there.
They've got to be aggressive here. Glucar's worth 5 points if they miss that. I mean, Ontorius is playing this very carefully right now. He looks like he's just deciding to leave. Maybe he's going to take an alternate route up to the building.
Oh no! Ontorius goes straight down into players! He gets around the corner. He does have a black stomach and a black leg. He has to decide how he wants to push this. He's going to throw a grenade to push them back, and he's going to move back into the danger zone. That is Blank.
His forest is blocked!
He lost his chest!
Ontorius' forest is blocked! Oh no, it's all kicking off! Can I take it back? I don't want this PvP. Can I take it back?
You have let the cat out of the bag. You cannot put it back in. This is how it is unfolding.
Oh my goodness. Blank is currently just taking a second just to back off, get his bearings, take a breath. Ontorius is currently in a rock and another rock right now. Never mind the hard place.
Oh, we can hear the boss guards yelling Granada. There are grenades coming in. All of these competitors are in trouble that are in this location. We see Blank going ahead and reloading that 75 round drum mag. He doesn't know where Ontorius is. Ontorius has to be extremely careful running on that black leg, because if he takes any kind of damage, he will die because of the black thorax.
Sorry to interrupt you, Bunny. Someone is actually currently pushing Blank right now with a grenade. Puts him down.
GG, man.
And that's attack secure. I'm not too sure if that's one of the players that Ontorius ran into. Right now, Ontorius is trying to be very careful here. Like you said, any damage source right now can knock him over. Blank just took another shot. Sounds like an MP5 is going off right down there right now. Running past, he's holding an angle, he's waiting for this guy to try and push up after him. I'm hearing a lot of movement here. A lot of movement, Bunny.
I am so worried right now for Ontorius, because even though he may be able to get all of his limbs put back on, he cannot repair that chest, and that is going to put him into a precarious situation. He will be able to live for a little bit if he does take a couple of hits of damage, but the moment that it takes over too much, he will drop dead very quickly because of it. Looks like Blank is still getting shot at every time he moves into that hall extract. Hard time pushing out that window if he decides to, but he's going against it, going back to the second floor to loop around on whoever is shooting at him.
I can't take my eyes off the screen. I'm trying to see if Glucar's dead. I'm trying to see if these PMCs who engage Ontorius have already moved up. I can't. My eyes are glued to the screen right now. It looks like Blank is currently in a decent position right now, though. His arm is still in condition. He's doing his rotation, checking his mags. Torres is just taking it easy. He's trying to get as much information as he can.
Oh!
Oh, right, okay. So Blank has traded shots there. Oh, Nick, our third competitor, taking, killing the guy. Let's go.
Holy fucking shit.
That is our third competitor whose helmet and or visor have saved his life. That fort has done work.
Oh man, his armor is absolutely shredded after that engagement. It looked like the shots went from the chest to the head. Luckily, he had the wrist T on, and that was the MP5, I believe, that we were hearing earlier. And the reason that he's alive is because of the low pin on that ammo. Oh, yep, it was the MP5.
I've got to respect that MP5 build, though. I've got to respect the PMC for doing that. GG's to those two players. They were smart, they were pushing, they were aggressive, but unfortunately, Blank and his armor, they weren't no match for Blank. They were just they couldn't stack up against him. This is insane. I feel almost sorry for not being able to watch Walker and Gasm right now, but this is absolutely intense. This is insane. And Torres is now moving up. He's seeing all the bodies. Blank is literally on the other side of the building to him. He's moving away. He's desperate to try and not take any damage right now. But these guards, if there are any left outside in the courtyard, they are fiendish for looking on those 4Xs. He's got to be so careful here.
This is a extremely smart call. This is something that you can tell a high-level player is capable of, is ignoring the fighting and pushing towards the objective. This is objective-based. They do have a goal to throw these smokes on the roof to be able to get these points. So for him saying, nope, I'm in danger, I need to just get my objective done, get as many points as I can, and hope that my competitors die so I can close in on this first or second place is a very important, but it's also extremely dangerous because he does not realize that Blanks was who was over there with him. Blanks going ahead and getting into it with another guard there in our top left-hand corner, really lighting him up, trying to get as many points as possible, hoping to get that 5 bonus points for Gluhard to secure that first place.
I'm not seeing Gluhard. Oh, okay. I'm not too sure if Gluhard was there. Okay, that was a guard. Okay. I'm not sure if I've seen Gluhard die yet. I'm not too sure. It's been way too chaotic. With a little bit of luck, though, those other players that Blank was contesting against have not killed him already. And Torius is once again trying to stay low, trying to stay... Oh, okay, right.
He just pre-fired that corner.
Okay, he really showed that shelving unit what was up. That shelving unit ain't going to mess with the Yorkshireman anymore. But now Torres is trying to move through. He's trying to stay on the run, try and make himself a hard target. I can't imagine what Torres must be feeling right now. A stiff breeze is going to knock him over with that blacked out 4X.
We're literally watching like 2 separate reserve runs right now. When we look at Walker and Xgasm, they've seen nothing. They've done nothing. Xgasm just hurting his legs as he's fallen, but X is moving towards that competition where all of the fighting has been going on, but it's been a very different style raid for these guys versus Blank and Notorious.
Oh man, I'm starting to come down off that rush now, buddy. I'm starting to calm down a little bit. But now it looks like Gasm is in the building. Blank was just in moments ago. Taking it slowly. He's seeing all the fighting. That's a lot of blood there, by the way. Is that some nice interior decorating that Blank was doing? I like the color.
Very, very true. Very interesting, though, because Blanks does see the smoke going off on top of this building. He does know that another competitor has recently been here, so it has given him that kind of knowledge to say, hey, I need to be prepared in case anything happens. Xgasm, though, is in the building he just left from, I believe. They're not in the same... Wait, are they in the same building?
I think... I want to say Blank. I think I saw him run out and jump off the other side, but I don't know. Either way, though, if they get close enough to each other, I know it's hard to hear for those Reese T's, but if they get close to each other, on the same level, they will hear each other, and that is then a decision whether or not they're going to be contesting each other or avoiding each other.
All right, so they are in separate pawn buildings right now. This is Xgasm is
there's
in
the sound
the
coming
one.
in.
Oh, that is definitely not what you want to hear. But Xgasm looks like he might be able to go ahead and take those shots on him and drop him, hopefully. But Ontorius is now moving away from all of the action, which is good because he is only 9 points off from second place right now. So he is still very much in the run for this. He just has to play smart, play safe, and he has to play smarter and safer than everybody else because of that black thorax.
Ontorius, whatever you do, don't go near any sharp objects, all right? Just avoid them.
Now, Xgasm is going ahead and healing his legs up. He did get it on top of the one pawn building, but he is going to be moving towards the next pawn building where Blank is still at. I believe he's still repacking those 75-round drums over there. So we could see some action very quickly here. Oh, Blank is outside on the backside of that building,
Thanks, get you
and it
more
looks like
points right.
Xgasm's going to go ahead and see if that was a scav or a player that he killed up here on the turret, or if he even did get the shot.
I'm not too sure where Gasm is heading right now, but it does look like he's going to try and find that sniper lane that he's looking for. Now, we have to remember, Ontorius is running over literally where Gasm is looking at right now at White Knight. He's trying to get that grenade planted. If Gasm happens to be looking that way, and with Ontorius... Oh no, he just... he looked away just as Ontorius was crossing the... Ontorius is being so... oh, God.
He's slippery. Ontorius is so slippery. He has been slippery all day. And it just keeps showing. But this is what we talk about. People always are like, oh, I'm in a dead raid. My raid's dead. I never see anything. Dead, dead, dead. When this is what's happening, we've seen two sides of the same raid where it's dead for some people and absolutely popping off for others. You never really know what's happening around the map when you're on it.
Absolutely. I mean, the amount of times you traverse through the map don't hear much, only to... There's Glukar. Okay, if he found Glukar, I'm not sure if he got the kill on him, but either way. The amount of times I traverse through... those GP coins with the event, too. Big winning right now. But, yeah, sorry, as I was saying, the amount of times I've gone through the raid, only to not really hear anything, wonder if any PMC spawn in there. I walk around the corner into a building and I see a pile of bodies, obviously from a big fight. It happens, you know. As much as people like to believe the game isn't dying, maybe you're just getting lucky with where you are on the map.
Mm-hmm. Very, very true. And that's usually what I always try to stress to people is you just absolutely never know. Do you think Blank would have been better off having at least one 30-rounder full of rounds? That way he could reload it into his gun without having to swap these mags like he is all the time?
I agree completely. It doesn't matter what I got into the habit of doing recently is if I do run these high-capacity drum mags, I always have 1 or 2 30s on backup just to cover me whilst I'm loading up those drum mags. The worst thing you could possibly do is get caught with your pants down when you're trying to swap between all these high-capacity drum mags. You're spending more time packing them, and at the end of the day, this is time spent he could be spending traversing the map, trying to find people, trying to secure some kills, scav kills whatsoever. You know, as much as the drum mags, you know, they're great, they're also very detrimental in certain areas.
The last one next to him.
Does look like Walker is heading upstairs. I'm trying to figure out which building he is in at the moment. We are at the halfway point. He is finding dead bodies right now, trying to see if it is a competitor or not. Ontorius going ahead and lining up a scav, but that's very dangerous.
Please kill him. Please kill him. Please, for the love of all that is holy, please kill him. Oh god, he's pushing the scav. Okay, he's down. Okay,
he
fine.
is
okay,
dead.
All right, listen, man. He missed that first spray, and I clenched. Every part of my body clenched. Oh, that was... Oh, and Torius knows how to make a man's heart race.
Yep. Ontorius is taking that advice. He's getting a little too close to that barbed wire for my liking. That was a very close call there. But he is trying to take that Doc J advice of just don't die, which is some of the best advice any caster has ever given us.
Can we please immortalize Doc J's advice as a stream command? Exclamation point, Doc J. Is it possible, mods?
Very, very true. Very smart call here by Blanks, going ahead and unloading those Gluhar MK14 mags for the M1A. I'm sorry, the EBR body for the M1A. Going ahead and unloading those to be able to use inside of his DVL. I believe that was an M61 that he's getting out of those. Walker is going ahead and getting the ringing motion by using that golden star, sitting inside the white pawn, I believe. I'm having a hard time telling right now which pawn building he's in, but I believe he hears something. He's very aware right now, but he's also been playing passively this entire time.
Yeah, it's quite hard to tell currently, but he is playing at least very smartly. He's trying to... I think he's just trying to wait for this absolute clutch kill moment.
Oh!
What? It's on
That's
Taurus.
Walker and Gas getting into it on the stairs!
Notorious.
Wait, that's Notorious!
That's Notorious. They ran into each other.
Be 1 HP.
Oh my god.
Couldn't hear shit again.
Notorious, please stop my heart. I can't deal with this, Notorious. You're literally like my heart, man.
Is he pushing him? It looks like he's going back downstairs. Is he going to try and push him? Does he know he's hurt him? Like, what's going on? He's pushing him with a 0'd 4x. Is that the smart thing to do here?
And then we go in.
I don't know. He's giving Gaz the opportunity to heal up, which is extremely dangerous to do. You never want to give one of these competitors, I mean, you really never want to give anyone the opportunity to heal back up to full for a fight, especially when you're at a very dangerous chance of having a black chest. But he did throw a grenade through that door to push him off. He's going to go ahead and hit the switch maybe and try to get double extract. I believe he has everything down. And if he gets the double extract, that is going to be huge points for Ontarius. He's still sitting at third with 80. He really needs Walker to be taken out to try to close in on that second.
Oh,
nope, he's getting shot at.
I'm not too sure who was shooting him there, but he just took shots from someone. And Ontarius right now, like you said, he's got all of his objectives done. He's realized right now that anything can knock him over. Right now, he's going full send. He's literally... Oh! Ontarius is just bouncing bullets off his body. I don't know what. He's got an energy shield from Halo or something. I don't know.
I feel Ontorius may have buttered himself up this morning to be able to slide out of every one of these situations. Everybody is on the roof. Blanks just dropped down onto the backside of where Ontorius is looking. Both of them are making the same push right now. They could see each other at any moment.
I don't believe it. Ontorius is just full sending it. He's getting shot at from left and right. He's engaging people left and right. He's got a blocked out 4x, and he's still trying to move through. He is literally seconds away now from that hermetic extract, securing that double extract bonus. If he runs into anybody right now, even if it's just a player scav that happens to the same area he's in. Oh! Okay.
Now,
okay. All right.
Here's the thing. Blanks is making his way through the K buildings right now. Looks like he is not going towards the hermetic door. He is trying to check out. Maybe he's trying to grab some scavs. Now, remember, he did not go to the button himself, so he cannot take the hermetic door and get the double bonus points, but he could take it and just get the 5 extract points. Walker still holding second place with 91. Now, here's the thing. Ontorius, if he gets out right now, I believe that will be the 10 points, plus he picked up a scav. That will give him 91. He will tie for second. Walker, if Walker completes anything else, Walker will still hold onto that second. This is so close. Ontorius needs something to happen to Walker to be able to get this second place. Oh my God. This is insanity.
Oh, Ontorius, Blank takes out, I think, a player. I'm not too sure, but I just want to say, Ontorius got his 4x blacked out for the longest time. He literally got into several fights. He had several shots taken at him. And still, throughout all of that, he managed to get all of his objectives complete, the TNT, the smoke grenades, and managed, above all that, to press the noisiest switch in the history of switches on Tarkov and secure the points. I am absolutely blown away right now by Ontorius's, I don't know, his luck, his body covered in Vaseline. I don't know, but this is insane. We've had Glukar engagements. Blank has killed Glukar. We got the confirmation for that. Walker is now trying to pick up some last-minute scav kills. I'm not too sure. And we've got Agazim who's just trying to. He just seems to be just managing to just to not get into any of this action. Hardly, at least. Oh. Like Gazim is engaging a 2-man of player scabs down there.
So we are being informed that Ontorius is in second place now with 92. So now it is up to Walker to try to secure that second place. It is all on him. He has no more bonuses. He needs to get out with the 10 bonus points or just extract and live to be able to get second. This is I'm losing it because we have never had a competition like this close right now, and Walker is just hanging out. He has no idea, and I am worried for him. What a great showing though by Ontorius. Looks like Xgasm popped a painkill, or did he take a headshot?
He looks like he took
he
a
might
headshot
have
from
taken
the
a shot.
player scav. Oh my goodness. Can I just say one thing as well? Every single one of our competitors in this game has taken a round to either the visor or their helmet, and it saved their life. Can I just mention that for a second?
See what kind of position we can get. We gotta get nice and close to it, dude.
Alright, Walker is currently just trying to work his way through the buildings right now. He has no more bonuses. He has no more items left to plant. Right now, it looks like... Oh. Gazim smoothly, crisply, clearly takes out the duo, the remaining of that duo scav players. Walker is currently right now just chilling currently near the switch. I think he's either getting his stamina back or he's trying to determine whether... Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay.
They are
here
not far from each other.
No, they are not. And I want to say that right now, Ontorius has to be pulling for Xgasm right now. He wants Xgasm to get over to that button and fight Walker and kill him, because that is going to be his secured place for second. If that doesn't happen, it's going to be very difficult for him to hold on to second without Walker taking it from him. So, with this being said, we all know Ontorius is pulling for Xgasm right now to push for that second or push for that button.
No! What? That was that blank? What, did you see blank there? Walker's screen? Oh no!
You have 6 minutes.
Oh. It is so close,
okay.
Bunny. It is so close.
It is so close, because now we're being told that if Xgasm kills a PMC, aka Walker, takes his tag and gets the double extract, he will take second place. So now it's anybody's game for second place right now. It is still super close. This is what we are here for. This is the show that we love to put on, and we love to get hyped for every single time, Claymore. This is it.
I know now why the Rays seemed a little bit lower vibe. It was all boiling up to this point, to this reserve raid. We've seen it all, Bunny. We've seen extremely close calls. We've seen PvP. We've seen glue car fights. We've seen long-range shots. We've seen it all. This is why I love reserve. You can go from medium-range combat, CQB craziness, to long-range sniping. And this is probably the perfect representation of this map as a whole. I am loving it right now.
It is all boiling down to this moment. This is why this competition is designed this way. They put everybody over at Evasion put so much work into it. Xgasm's trying to find anything to get some points. They really need to fight. Looks like he is going to push back over this direction. I don't think any one of these competitors is not going to go for the double extract to secure those. Blank's missing a leg and has now lost both of them, I believe. Maybe took some damage somewhere. I'm not quite sure.
Oh.
Going to go ahead and repair those on the roof. Gasm sees Walker!
Walker taking shots.
Gasm!
Okay, Walker took one round to the arm, and that's it now. Gazim is, I think, trying to move through the Queen building, try and get a different angle, but Walker just took shots there. And unfortunately, he wasn't full auto. He couldn't control the recoil, bring it back down onto him. But now our competitors know they're there. Walker is now retreating into the tunnels. He does not want to die. He does not want to surrender that second place potential.
We get? Maybe we just dip.
Gasm is underneath where Blanks was, did not realize Blanks had no idea they were on top of each other, but Blanks still has the opportunity to take Walker out. Walker is moving underground though for a safer route. Is Walker pushing to D2? Just going for the 5-point extract instead of trying to get the double extract? Is that what we can expect right now from Walker?
And not to mention, too, that there is only 3 minutes barely left on the clock. Everybody has to start making their decisions. Are they going to leave? Are they going to go for the double point extract? It's going to be close because that timer is still ticking. That switch is still blaring. Those alarms are still going off. They have to wait until the alarm is reset before they can potentially push for the double extract
I'm gonna
points.
make it, chat.
Walker playing it safely. Definitely going now for the D2 extract. Hopefully he doesn't run into any KS-23 boys. Just hopefully not. Blank is currently now moving down into Queen, and Gasm is now trying to push for the extract. I don't know what's going on.
Yep, remember, they can still get the double X points, even if they didn't flick the switch. They have to go to the switch, flip it off, say hello to it, whatever. But they are on a very small time frame because depending on how long ago it was flipped, they only have 4.5 minutes to make it over there. And if it's been more than that and they get stopped on their way, it is going to put them in a very bad situation. So the competitors are still going for this. But man, is it close, because now Blanks is pushing towards that double, pushing over that direction for the extract, also moving through the through the King building over to the K buildings where Gaz is at. This is so close. Walker is down low. Looks like he's in that D2, going to go ahead and try to extract over there.
Are they going to run into each other at extract? Is Blank going to run up on Gasm in the extract? I don't know. Walker is going to secured extract. He's vibing. He's chilling out now. Blank is in the rear of the K building. He's moving up. They have to full send it to the extract now, otherwise they're not going to make it. Blank has no choice. He has to push through. Gasm, if he lingers, if he hears someone, he might want to stay out the extract. I can't tell, but it looks like Gasm is just going to get out right before Blank practically turns the corner. Yep, Gasm's
will
out.
Blank have
Blank
a time
is literally
for
turning. Can he get out?
Is the
in
alarm
time?
still going off?
I can hear it. The light is still green, Bunny.
Will it cut off while he's
holding-
in there, though? That's the question, Claymore. I'm so nervous. And Walker's not in D2. He keeps playing with it like, I don't know. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? He's not leaving
3,
just yet, and it's really
2,
freaking me out.
1. He's out. Blank's out.
Oh,
Walker's out. They're both out. Oh my goodness, Bunny, dude, my heart's racing right now. I'm stunned, speechless. Everybody survived there. I'm absolutely stunned, speechless.
yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to take second place. I don't know.
What he said. I'm speechless.
I mean, can we take a second and talk about Ontorius real quick, surviving that entire time with a black thorax? Like a black thorax. You guys understand, if anything happened to him, he was pretty much dead.
No words. Words are done.
Yes.
I'm out of here.
Yes, exactly.
My job's over. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh.
I share your sentiment, Claymore. I'm just blown away by this entire competition tonight. We had 3 separate challenges, 3 maps where all 4 competitors survived. That's never happened before. The fact that we had people survive interchange blew my mind. And then we had them all survive reserve. How does that happen? That's never happened before. So a few quick points. Walker, Ontorius, and Esgasm, all 3 hit all of their objectives, which is really impressive. They all survived. 3 of our competitors used the Hermetic Extract for bonus points. This was intense. We are within 6 points here, as we'll see in a minute, between our final place competitor and our second place competitor. We're about to sum up the score here. We're going to cross our T's, dot our I's, make sure we've got everything in line here. But we are so close in this final competition It is absolutely insane. Also, huge shout out, huge hype for the Miss Magpie raid. Thank you so much for the massive raid. Welcome in, everybody. We have just barely completed our final map here tonight on reserve. And let me tell you, it has been intense. We are all in shock at what just happened. So perfect timing to come in and see the culmination of our EU solo semi-group A, semi-final group A. It has been tense. Yeah, go check the VODs on YouTube later and recap everything that happened tonight. Like record-breaking stuff happened tonight. So we got a Gluhar kill. We got objectives placed. Almost every single person placed objectives. This was freaking intense. Please go check out the Evasion socials. We have Instagram, we have Discord, we have YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. You can see some cool clips from past competitions on TikTok. Evasion has all of the VODs. Twitter has daily updates and Tarkov intel posts. We are working on finalizing the brackets. Go check out the website, evasion.gg. You can check out the calendar. You can check out the current competitions we have and follow along with the rule set. We will be back next week for the semifinal group B and the championship. But without further ado, we're going to go into our bracket today. Bunny, would you read us through our bracket today, please?
Okay. Okay, Xgasm is coming in fourth with 90. Untorius is only ahead by 2 with 92. And Walker is only ahead of him by 4 with 96. We were not lying when we said the fight for second was crazy, because remember, first and second move on to next weekend, and that is leaving it with Blank TV winning today with 141 points, tied most total scav kills in EU and most PMC kills in EU. That was one of the best shows I have been able to cast here at Evasion thus far. That second place battle is for the Evasion history books. I am just blown away how amazing that battle was. If you have not seen it, if you were not here for it, and you want to see some of the best Tarkov play ever, go to the YouTube, watch it back. Seriously, amazing, guys.
Outstanding performance by all of our competitors tonight. Huge shout out. Please go give these competitors a follow. Check them out on their Twitch pages. We'll get a link in the chat. These are some very strong competitors, some great Tarkov content creators. Go show them some support, show them some love. Blank and Walker will be going to the championship next week. And we still have some intense competition also next week with our semifinal group B. Real quick, I want to say Blank only 4 points behind the highest score for the entire solo season. So outstanding performance. Now we are going to go ahead and raid Blank TV. We're going to go join him on his channel and give a little interview over there. So please stick with us for the raid and go show Blank some support. Bunny, Unfluffy Bunny, please shout yourself out. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Hey guys, my name is Unfluffy Bunny. You can find me on twitch.tv/UnfluffyBunny almost every single day, streaming Tarkov or some other FPS shooter. You can also find me on Twitter, _, TikTok, and on YouTube at UnfluffyBunny. Man, thank you. That was great. Today was a great day.
I'm so excited to go talk to him in this interview. Tonight was incredible. Claymore Plays, where can we find you?
You can find me in the nearest junk food station, comfort eating, to try and recover from that super stressful raid. My God. But yes, guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Claymore Plays, Claymore_plays on Twitch. You can find me on Twitch 4 out of 7 days a week. I have a very active TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. All the same handle, Claymore Plays. Go check me out on them there. And obviously, a big shout out to everybody stopping by today. We're going to be seeing you over for a short interview now with Blank. And I'm going to probably go cry myself to sleep after.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in with us. We are going to go over and raid Blank after a very short commercial break. I just want to thank everyone so much for being here. Please stick with us for the raid, and we will see you over at Blank TV.